Yeah. Hey, shalom, shalom. Welcome back to Wednesday class. Good to see everybody in class. Good to see everybody online. The water for joining us. And hopefully everybody's doing well and their families are doing well. I know the weather's changing. And there's a lot going on. You know, we got storms in Jamaica. You know, they got big storms that hit Jamaica, that epic storms. They call it a storm of the century.
What?
That just hit Jamaica, that flooded them, Category 5 storm.
Yep.
They had sharks in the swimming pools out there in Jamaica. And all up in, you know, breaking down hotels. And it was crazy right now. Benjamin is suffering right now. But prayers to everybody that got family in Jamaica. And those storms are moving towards Cuba.
Oh, they're already there. Dominican Republic already flooded.
Dominican Republic flooded already?
It's already flooded. They're doing those jet skis on the streets.
Jet skis on the streets.
That's
It's amazing. Simi's going in.
Jet skis.
Yeah, I didn't know it hit them already. But it's a lower capacity. It's not. I think it may have hit as a Category 3. Not as, but Jamaica got the full brunt of it. You know, this storm. You know, shout out and shalom to everybody out there that, you know, got family out there. Hopefully, you know, you find your loved ones and find your survivors and locate everybody. Also, anybody in Mississippi, they got some laboratory monkeys that just escaped out of a broken truck.
That's all of that. Yeah,
That's
HIV,
weird.
right? Or some
Yeah,
weird
they got COVID. They have hepatitis C.
Yeah.
And they have a few viruses. And so for anybody that's got family that are in that vicinity, watch out for those. They said these are not friendly monkeys either. These are
Stand in front of you.
It's
real.
This is real, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny to
These are animals that are actually sick and diseased, and probably some research animals, but they're on the loose and they haven't caught all of them. So you know, this is the times we live in right now, man. So storms and monkeys everywhere. But we want to go back to the class that we had last week on Wednesday. We didn't get a chance to finish, so we kind of want to. I don't want to do no long, elongated recap. We just want to do a quick recap. It was last week was about 12 quick steps to a biblical reset. Basically, it falls under the category of repentance and forgiveness, and we want to make sure that Khan says it do sound like a movie. Well, keep in mind in '92, when you look at in 1992, when was that Hurricane Charlie or one of them hurricanes that hit Miami, that hit that animal snake rescue breeding center.
My God.
And from those pythons that got disoriented and thrown amongst the Everglades, those is what created that problem that we have now in Florida with the Burmese pythons. It was after there was in '92, after that storm broke open that animal rescue and all that breeding center for the hybrid snakes. People didn't pay it no mind. But since '92 till now, they said it's an estimated 100,000 Burmese pythons in the Everglades. They said that raccoons, their population dropped 99%.
What?
Possums, 98%.
Oh my God.
The rabbits that are there and the bobcats are there, 87%.
What?
That means them snakes have damn near eaten everything that they could find, and they started to eat the alligators.
What?
So
No way.
Oh yeah, bro. The pythons are 20 feet long.
That's out of this world.
So now they fighting the alligators now, looking for food.
Like a super snake.
Yeah, it is. But keep in mind that came after a storm too. So as these storms hit, you never know what the fallout might be years later. So that is something from a movie type situation. All right. So from last week, let's go right into it. Shout out and shalom to Stream of Wisdom in Houston and Norfolk, Virginia, also in Rochester, New York. Shout out and shalom to Kawakab and his congregation down in Guatemala and worldwide. Shout out and shalom to Ami Adzai in London. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's go ahead and get started and just kind of touch base with. We're not going to go back to all those 12 steps. Hopefully you have it written down. If not, you check it out from last Wednesday. Let's just go to the last one. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 11. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 11.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 11.
Let's get that.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 11. Let him eschew evil.
Let him eschew evil. So step 12 that we talked about last week was on the lens of eschewing evil. Actually, that wasn't step 12, but this was step 12. Read on.
Let him eschew evil.
Go ahead.
And do good.
And do good. Step 12 was about doing good. So it was about changing behavior. And that was the whole point. After all the things about that's necessary as far as admitting fault, acknowledging fault, bethinking yourself, confessing your sins, removing the negative in your mind. Yes, sir. Owning up to your sins, owning up to your faults, and hearing yourself say, "This is my problem," admitting it. You know, there's something there's actually a change in psychology when you hear yourself say, "This is what I'm doing wrong."
Wow.
It actually changes your psychology. But there's out of all those 12 steps, ultimately they come down as the last step to doing good. So he says what?
It says, let him eschew evil and do good.
It says let him eschew evil and do what?
Good.
Go ahead.
Let him seek peace and ensue it.
So that good behavior of seeking peace and ensuing peace, those were the things that we talked about, that we ended on the note of on last Wednesday. So we kind of want to pick up from there and go into the second part of what real change is. So after all those 12 steps, for anybody that wrote those down, after all those 12 steps, we got to Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 3. So let's go ahead and read that. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 3.
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 3. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, amend your ways and your doings.
He said what?
Amend your ways and your doings.
So part of that doing good behavior is about actually not just confessing faults, acknowledging faults, owning up to faults, removing negative thoughts from your mind, changing the way you speak. But there's the action, there's a lot of action behind it. And that action behind it is all part of amending. All those steps that we talked about last week was ultimately about change. It was about changing behavior. And this kind of sums up all those steps, is that there should be some type of change in behavior. That change of behavior cannot be skipped. It's a lot. There's a lot that we're going to go into about how important that change is, because like we had the definition last week about amend. Karai, could you bring that up one more time?
Amen.
About amend?
Amend, 1828, Webster Dictionary. To correct, to rectify.
It says to correct or to rectify. So with all the admitting fault, acknowledging fault, confessing your faults, removing negative from your mind, eschewing evil, from all them things, you also have to come back and change your behavior. There is a change expected. There is a behavioral change expected. He says to rectify or to what?
It says to correct, to rectify.
Now stop. So he's saying that this is all part of change. This is all part of repentance. He says to correct or to rectify. But how do we correct? How do we?
How is the hardest question.
That's the part that we don't really pay attention to.
They say no one's half the battle, and you brilliantly organize to where we can identify, did I take this step? No, I didn't do that step. I can do this step. It was identified. But then the how, that's a bigger question.
That's a huge question. But there is an answer. So the how do I, rectify? How do I correct the things that I've done wrong as far as the person that I've been this whole time? Read on. Number 2.
It says to reform.
To reform. So how do you rectify your mistakes? How do you correct your mistakes? How do you change the kind of person you've been? He says you have to reform. Read on.
By quitting bad habits.
By what?
By quitting bad habits.
So how do you change the person that you are?
Quitting bad habits.
How do you rectify all the mistakes you've made as far as the personality that you've been? the type of person that you've been. It says by what?
Quitting bad habits.
So is it does it just stop at saying I'm a sinner?
Nah.
It starts there.
It starts there.
People stop there. Though.
Yeah, they stop there.
You know I'm a sinner.
Or I say I'm sorry. Or I feel bad that I've offended somebody. Feeling bad, it doesn't.
I kind of feel bad.
It doesn't stop at feeling bad either. It doesn't stop there. What? In order for true change to take place, there has to be some additional actions required. Those additional actions required is actually changing the behavior, and so that change starts with what? Karai, say that again.
God. It says to reform by quitting bad habits.
It says to reform by quitting what?
Bad habits.
By quitting bad habits. It says to reform by quitting bad habits. So there is an expectation. When the Most High says amend your ways, this is what he's talking about.
So, but he does. This is the quit he wants. This is the quitter he wants.
This is the amendment that he wants. This is the type of amendment. And I know you're joking, but like you said, people would rather quit than change.
Yeah.
People would rather say, I just give up. I just remove myself then.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah. Just removing yourself is not going to change you, the person that you are. Or saying, how about I just disappear? How about I be out your life and then the problem is solved? How about you just leave me? Like everybody else has left me in my life. And then your problems will disappear. Well, that's not going to change you. That's just a man-made response to not fixing his problems.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to fix my problems, it starts with quitting what?
Bad habits.
Bad habits. Read this for me real quick. This line right here.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, right here. 405. Page 881 to follow. He said by quitting bad habits, and we're going to read this right here about habits.
It says continue practice.
So continue practice. So if I continually practice something, it could be good or it could be bad. But if I continually practice something, it's going to form a habit. Habits are formed by continued practice. Read on.
Continued practice makes knowledge firm.
It says if you actually, in a good sense, if you start creating good habits, creating good practices, it says it makes your knowledge what?
Firm.
You make your knowledge firm when you create good habits. So if you don't like the person that you are and that you know you need to be a better person, then it starts with changing your habits.
I love what you're saying because everybody says, well, you gotta get this mentality. You gotta get this mentality. You gotta get this mentality. You hear it on the internet like 1,000, 10,000 times. You hear about mentality all the time. Mentality is nothing without continued practice.
Right.
Without repetition of application. They have to be. It can't just be. I think this way. I gotta act. I gotta do and think this way.
Yeah. There has to be a performance.
There you go.
That matches the change that you want to make. So that performance is both in how you repeat good behavior. You want to be a better person. It starts with making better decisions, admitting that you're a bad person first and foremost.
Yeah.
All of last week's class. And then I have to start creating good practices, good habits, forming good habits. And if I keep forming good habits, it'll make my knowledge what?
Firm.
I become a stronger minded person and a better person because I'm changing incrementally. I'm changing my habits. I'm changing my behavior. Read on.
And again.
It said, but there's a flip side to that. Read on.
It says, just as want of practice.
Just like when you lack practice, when you choose not to practice, or there is no performance behind your efforts, you don't put no effort. You talking about, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm this kind of person. Whoop-de-doo. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Well, you got to forgive me.
I'm sorry, not like you.
Yeah, because this is where I come from, or this is how I was raised, or, this is me. Well, you got to take me as I am. If you want to be better, he says the performance has to have actions associated with it. He says because lack of practice or lack of performance does what?
Want of practice,
which is the lack of. Read on.
Engenders.
It engenders, meaning it creates.
Oh my God.
It creates what?
Ignorance.
What does it create?
It creates ignorance.
So lack of practice in changing creates what?
Ignorance.
So the less I make good habits, the more ignorant that I become, because my ignorance is the fact that I don't have to make changes, but I'll just be a better person. I don't have to adjust myself, but I'll be better someday. Then you are ignorant to what change looks like. Then you are ignorant to what amendment looks like. Then you're ignorant to what repentance looks like. If I'm going to really obsess over a change, then I can't be ignorant. Ignorant is me doing nothing but expecting that I'm going to change somehow, someday, some way.
I do nothing to fix. This is a real problem with just people in general. We do nothing to fix the problem, and then we cry that we're in the same condition.
Or I expect to be out of the same condition. I'm mad I'm in the same position.
Yeah.
Or I'm depressed.
Yeah.
But I've made no adjustments. I've put forth no effort to actually try to be a better person. This is an extension to last week's topic.
Yeah.
This is part 2 of what it means to do good works. Doing good works just means developing better practices and habits.
Better.
Better.
Because this is the problem. People have practices. When they're around people that critique their practices to make them better, they get mad at that. Then they get mad that they're in the same position.
Yep.
But they're in that position because of their practices.
Right. That's right. And they've made no changes. I made no adjustments, but I'm expecting all of a sudden for a change to fall out the sky. Me to be because I'm older now. I'm a year older, so I figure I'm a year wiser. That doesn't mean that either.
Yeah.
Age doesn't dictate or determine wisdom or knowledge or understanding. The age doesn't dictate better discretion. And we know that from the book of Job in chapter 30 when he says, not all aged men are wise. So, not just because a person got age don't mean they make better decisions. What makes better decisions is, let me start producing some better habits. So, if I act a certain way, let me not act this way no more, because I can create a good habit or I can create bad habits, and continuing in bad habits is nothing more than continuing in ignorance.
And you know, I like what you're saying so much, because a lot of times we're upset and we ask ourselves, why, oh, why, oh, why can't I get past this addiction, this pattern, this problem, or this level in my life? Why? And then we look for somebody to blame. I'm going to blame my dad. I'm going to blame the teacher. I'm going to blame the coach. I'm going to blame my spouse. I'm going to blame I'm going to blame somebody 10 years ago. But we never look at, maybe I'm ignorant. And I need somebody to help. Maybe I need help. Because we don't want to tell people we need help because we have pride.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we need somebody to hold our hand or to tell us what to do. But that affects our pride. So if it affects my pride, then I just wait till the spirit hits me, quote unquote. The spirit will hit me and then I will be better.
Right.
We get religious after a certain period of time because
that religious is change gonna come.
Yeah, change gonna come. The by and by, the Lord's gonna make things better.
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. We start getting into religious platitudes, vague religious statements to soothe us from the pain of not growing. When the real reality is, I'm ignorant and I need to be taught so I am not ignorant. I need to be taught out of my pit.
And that pit is just I stay doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's all the pit is. I've made no changes. You can't be a better person with no adjustment, with no actual change of behavior.
Wow.
There has to be a performance of change that matches all the ideals, the fact that you know you're polluted, you know you're a sinner, you know you need the Most High in your life. You just knowing is not enough. It's not enough. Finish on that definition, Kariah, on that amend, but I want you to get the verb of amend.
Verb. Amen. To grow or become better.
It says, so if I actually start practicing good habits, good speech, good behavior, I can do what? I can grow. But this is the expectation that when the Most High says amend your ways, he's talking about development. He's talking about growth. He's not just talking about staying at acknowledging the fact that I'm a sinner. We all sinners. We all know that. That's not enough. The Most High has an expectation of growth. He says, but if I'm going to really truly amend my ways, there's got to be some growth behind it. But how am I going to grow? I got to start producing good behavior. Yeah. This is how I'm going to grow. Read on.
What am I producing?
It says, to grow or become better by reformation or rectifying something wrong.
It says I got to rectify something wrong. Now we just read a second ago how you rectify something wrong is you start creating good habits, better habits. Read on.
God. It says, or rectifying something wrong in manners or morals.
And what am I practicing? Better manners.
Yep.
And I'm creating better morals. I'm utilizing better morals in my behavior. The way I talk to people is different. I got to start changing how I talk to people. I got to first start changing how I look at people.
Facts.
In order to really, I only talk to people how I look at them. If I don't respect them, then I'm going to talk to them with no respect.
There's no need to talk to you with some kind of identity. You're low level to me, and you vex me.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to adjust myself for you.
Why would
For
I have to stoop any lower
I'm not
or reduce myself to show you respect when I look down on you anyway? So it starts from the onset of the mind. But I have to start practicing something. Read on, Kariah.
God. It differs from improve.
It says amendment is different from improve. We talked about improvement last week, and we talked about there's a difference from.
Your boy went crazy over here. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's out of this world.
yeah. So there's a difference from amend and improve. There's a difference. That difference is the fact that one, I'm just adding, accessorizing to myself, and I'm not, which is on the external, but I'm not making any inward changes. I'm only making physical changes. Nothing inwardly is changing about me, but I just look more spiritual.
Oh man,
That's not a real change.
the spiritual catfishing. Huh?
Yeah, that's
I'm giving you the perspective. Like, look at me. I'm really trying to be this Jesus thing, but then you meet me, and I'm really like, I'm not really about this Jesus thing.
right? Because there's two declarations of change. One is just external on the physical, and one is on the inside. What the Most High is expecting from us is not the external glory or the external look, perception of change, more so than what's going on the inside. And we're going to explain this, but read that part one more time.
God. It differs from improve in this, that to amend implies something previously wrong.
So when I accessorize myself, when I augment myself on the physical, I'm making changes and I'm decorating myself, but it doesn't mean that I'm fixing what's broken. Real amendment means that you've taken something that was broken about you, that was wrong about you, and you actually repaired it. That's different. That differs from improving yourself. For example, if I go to the gym and I add muscles on, did the muscles really improve me in moral character?
No.
Did it improve me in morality? Did it improve me in behavior and how I treat people around me? No. All I did was put on an external change. I added on muscle, but that was just an improvement on the physical.
And that benefited me.
That benefited me because it benefited my look. It augmented my pride. But it didn't change who I am on the inside.
Yeah.
So what amendment is when you really start focusing on changing that inward person. And this is why we deal with a lot of classes that are heavy with the inner man. Because that's what qualifies a real change anyway.
Facts.
You can change a lot of things about you, but if you're not changing the inside, it's really invalid. Then you're just improving yourself. You're not amending yourself. Amending is you're fixing what's broken about you.
And I'll say this, that's one of the number one issues in people's conscience is the spirit of brokenness. People feel broken, but they don't have the ability to explain it detail for detail, because if you look at it, it makes you feel hopeless. It makes you feel like, I'm in the spirit of despair because I don't think I can fix this. I don't think it can be fixed. So let me ignore that because I don't think I can fix it anyway, and let me accentuate and get accessories and let me sit here and change my look and change my hair and change my vibe. And new day, new me, new look, new me, new month, new me.
Yeah.
And it's time for a new cologne, time for some new shoes, time for a new shirt, time for a new place to live, time for a new state, time for a new camp.
Yeah.
All these things happen because we're not dealing with the brokenness. And this class is good because it gives us keys to deal with the root of the problem.
And what does this look like? What does improvement look like versus amendment? You got to go to Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22, because they are distinctly different. What does improvement look like versus real amendment? Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout.
So if I put a jewel of gold, if I put a gold ring, gold nugget in a pig's snout, in a pig nose, this is what improvement looks like. What didn't change?
The inside.
That's still a pig.
Yeah.
I can decorate that pig. I can put lipstick on the pig. I can put a gold earring in the nose of a pig. But what is still the character of that particular species?
Deep greed, unpleasable. I gotta keep being in the filth. I enjoy the filth. I'm comfortable in the filth. I love the filth. I have no discretion when I want to put in my mouth.
I'm still nasty.
I'm nasty. I'm nasty.
I'm still nasty.
Yeah.
But what did you say, Stan?
Still filthy.
Exactly. I'm still filthy. That's what improvement looks like. Improvement is just adding a jewel on a what? On a pig nose.
On a beast, yeah.
But what didn't change? The character of that animal didn't change. So why are we using these metaphors? Why is the Bible using these metaphors? Because that's what people do. People go as far as accessorizing the external, not really focusing on the internal.
So it's shallow, pretty much. Shallow
It's very shallow. He says, read it again.
Proverbs 11 and 22. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman, which is without discretion.
He says he's using that metaphor that people can make improvements like adding gold to a pig's nose. He's showing you what people do. Men and women do. Men and women will make a physical adjustment, but no spiritual inward adjustments, no mental or psychological adjustments. They won't attack, won't focus on, they won't change, they won't augment, they won't do anything as far as inside work on myself so that I can be a better person. And this is why the Bible has to use these kind of metaphors, because this is the behavior of what people will do everything on the outside to make adjustments and neglect the person that they are in speech and in behavior.
Yeah.
I still talk reckless and crazy. I'm still offensive, but I just put on fringes.
Yeah. I'm still hateful and ungrateful.
I got a 12 tribe shirt on.
Wait, hate. 12 tribes and hate. Or 12 tribes and I'm an ingrate.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate anything.
I got a 12 tribe shirt on, but I really haven't changed my behavior.
Still a bad boy, bro.
So, there's want to read this real quick. There's two downsides to this that there's two downsides to this that Matthew Henry talks about. Number one, he says, a foolish, lacking man or woman of a light carriage does this.
What's that saying?
Okay, I'm going to break it down. He says, a foolish, lacking man or woman of a light carriage does this type of behavior. Meaning, somebody that doesn't take change very seriously is the type of person that is like the pig with the gold ring in their nose. Give me that definition of carriage.
So it's not. Can I ask a question? This is a question for it. It's not that I can't change, because there's always a can't in these conversations. It's that I don't value or I don't want. I'm confused because you had to say a statement about wanting.
Not necessarily. It's not about a want. More so than about what type of person this is. Okay. Who does this? Okay. Who puts external changes on, makes external modifications, but does no inside work within themselves? What he's explaining is the downside to this behavior and how can you identify this behavior? What are the indications of this type of behavior? He's explaining how a foolish man or woman, it says a foolish, lacking man or woman of a light carriage does this. They carry themselves with external, modifications, but no internal modifications. So that carriage, that definition of that word carriage, what does he mean when he says of a light carriage?
Carriage. 1828, Webster Dictionary, point number 6. In a moral sense.
It said, but is he talking about physical? Is he talking about somebody that makes that changes the? I look good in green. I look good in red. I look good in purple. I look good in these colors. Or I wear long dresses. Or I wear head scarves. I wear wraps. I wear fringes. I wear mitres. Is he talking about the physical? What is he talking about?
It says, in a moral sense.
He says when he's talking about a light carriage, he's explaining morally. Morally, they're what? Go ahead.
The manner of carrying oneself.
It's how you carry yourself. So he says what makes a man foolish in thinking that I could just put on some superficial decorations and I'm a whole new person. Because I dress a certain way or I look a certain way, so I'm a whole new man or woman. He said, but I've made no real inward work. Read on.
Behavior.
It said how I carry myself hasn't changed. My behavior hasn't changed. Go ahead.
Conduct.
And my conduct hasn't changed. None of these things changed except the outside. Who would do something like this? He says a foolish he said a foolish, lacking man or woman of a light carriage. What does he mean by light? Somebody else give me Ecclesiastes real quick in Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 26. What does he mean by light when he says light?
Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
He said, if you got a woman that thinks like you, if you got a woman that thinks that is molded their mind after you, patterned their mind after you, read.
It says, forsake her not.
It says that's a valuable woman. She's learned how to take your thoughts and make it her thoughts. She's learned how to adopt your frame of mind. She's learned how to adopt your disciplines, your likes and dislikes. So she's learned to modify herself according to that man. He said that's a good wife. That's somebody worthy. That's a keeper, basically. That's a keeper. He said, have you a woman that thinks like you? That's a keeper. Read.
It says, forsake her not.
Go ahead.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
When he's talking about light also means not serious.
Oh my goodness.
Not serious about what? Change. So when we're talking about a light woman, or a light man, or a man or a woman of a light carriage, this is somebody that is not serious about change. They're only serious about the way they look. They care more about the way they look than actually them becoming better people.
So this is like, we always talk about it, but this is about image. I value image more than development or pleasure of the Father.
Inward development. Mm-hmm. Modifying who I am as a person, my character. You had your hand up.
I was going to add, you can say you take someone that takes things lightly as opposed to someone that takes things more seriously.
Yes, but the serious is talking about changes. They're serious about changing their conduct. They're serious about changing their behavior. Mm-hmm. They're serious about changing how they operate. What he's saying is, to couple what we're reading here with what Matthew Henry commentary is talking about, it's talking about only a person that will put a jewel in a pig's snout, and like the scripture says, it's like a beautiful woman that lacks discretion, meaning she's only augmenting the good side of her, not the real side of her, not the nasty side of her.
Right.
But men and women both do this. Men and women are both not necessarily serious about conduct. They don't really look at conduct as being a big deal. I look at how I look. I look at how I come across to people. I care more about the physical. I care more about how the external, more than I'm serious about. Man, I'm really about development. I'm really about changing who I am as a man or woman.
Is it a form of hiding?
It is. It is a form of hiding.
Because it's like, I walk into a room full of people, and when you have that guilty conscience, you feel like everybody can see through you. Everybody's looking at me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're really not. But your guilty conscience got you thinking everybody sees your weaknesses and flaws and defects. So let me divert your attention from my defects by putting your attention on my jewelry or the colors I'm wearing or my new act, my new flow of
persona.
My new persona. Look, I'm
my costume.
New. I got something new going on. I got new. There's a new me today. That spirit is taking your mind off of my defects.
Mm-hmm. It is a form of hiding. It's very disingenuous because it's more of a smoke and mirrors. It's more. I'm putting out this impression that I'm this type of person, but on the inside I'm really not.
I'm not.
I'm really not this kind of person. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I was making I don't know if you caught me. I was making a correlation to the term a light woman or a light person.
Yes.
It could be a woman or a man, like you said.
God.
And what I said was taking things lightly.
Yes.
Somebody that takes things lightly as opposed to taking things seriously.
Right, but that's the word light actually means in certain definitions not serious. It actually means not somebody's not serious, but not serious about what? So talking about when Matthew Henry talks about a foolish man that's a foolish lacking man that carries himself with a light carriage. Mm-hmm. He's talking about somebody that's not serious. Carriage means how I behave myself, how I carry myself, how I operate, how I think morally.
Right.
Whether I make good and bad decisions. But somebody that puts more emphasis on the outside doesn't really look at change as that serious. I can just get away with looking a certain way. I can just get away with decorating myself, and that's about as far of a change as I need to make. I'm trying to fool people. Oh, I don't want to do the real work. I don't want to do the real gritty work. The ugly work is look at, man, who am I as a person, not how I look. Let me go beyond the external, what people see. The hard part is changing who? My behavior, my character, the type of man or woman I am. Yes, sir.
Definition of light?
No, that's it. Unless it's going to be on point. Go ahead.
Point number 14. It says, inconsiderate, easily influenced by trifling considerations.
That's what it is.
Easily influenced by trifling considerations. So, but what are the trifling considerations? This is about all that I have to do, and I'll be acceptable. I can just make a couple adjustments on the physical, and I'm acceptable. What you got?
It says unsteady, unsettled, volatile, a vain person of a light mind.
That's a vain person of a light mind. Yeah. But I'm not serious. But what we were showing is that that's a downside. That's a downside of.
That kind of hits a little bit.
Not.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. But I want to get back to the point that he's making is that what makes a person think that a gold ring on a pig nose is a proper adjustment. He's showing you what they're thinking like on the inside, how they look at change. They don't really. If I think I could just slap a gold nugget on a pig nose and that's a brand new animal, that's somebody that doesn't really take change serious. That's us as people when we do a couple of decorations on the physical and we think that we're new people.
Yeah.
We're not really taking change as something I really got to dive into, and the Most High is expecting me to amend myself. It's still part of amendment.
Like a lifestyle change.
It's a lifestyle change. I got to fix what's broken about me. Putting makeup on, or putting a cover up on, or putting some accessories on doesn't it doesn't do nothing for me on the inside. And the second part of what Matthew Henry is saying is, he says, though they be ever so handsome, they're still wallowing in the mire of filthy lust.
Oh, man.
He says, so yes, by slapping that gold nugget on that pig nose, yes, you are handsome. Yes, you are good looking. Yes, you do look better than you did yesterday. Right. You look awesome. You look phenomenal. You look great. He said, but you still are wallowing in your what? Filthy lust. Meaning you haven't fixed what's broken. You didn't go at what's broken about you. You just made yourself look beautiful. You just made yourself look pretty on the outside.
You started it.
You just made yourself look more attractive. and that's great for you. He says, but what good is it if you didn't change the lust? If you didn't change your behavior? If you didn't change your conduct? If you didn't change the person that you are? And on the second aspect, he says, it is lamented. What he's saying is lament. Lament means to cry extremely. So he says, it is lamented that beauty should be so abused as it is by those that have not modesty with it. What he's saying is that when you make an external change to just beautify yourself, but you didn't change the inside person, he's saying you just wasted your beauty.
What?
You're wasting beauty. You're a beauty abuser. He said because you didn't make no adjustments. What he's saying is that this person that does this, he said it's lamented, meaning it's like when people say it's a crying shame. That's what people say, man, that's a crying shame. It's a crying shame that's like saying a pretty woman that has all the potential in the world, but she's ugly on the inside.
Tragedy.
They don't go together. He said it's almost tear-worthy. Or for a man to have so much potential, but he won't change what's in him on the inside. He said it's tear-worthy. It's worth crying for. They don't even go together. It's like a person that's 7'6".
Can't hoop though.
Wait, can't dribble. 7'6".
Can't dunk.
And he can stand there and just grab the rim, just reach up and grab the rim and dunk the ball by standing there. But he can't dribble and is uncoordinated. Can't get a rebound. Can't block a shot. Trip over his own feet.
That's bad.
You can't even block a shot. At least block a shot, man.
Yeah.
You 7'6". At least block a shot. Stop something. Even if you just block shots and that's all you do, and that's all you get paid for.
Well, that's the most.
At least you've made some use of that particular abnormal benefit that you've been given that other men don't possess. You got men struggling to touch the rim. You could touch the rim but can't play ball for nothing. Meaning you had this potential to really make a name and a career for yourself just off of what you've been given for free.
Wow.
Just based upon what the Most High has given you for free, you could have done something with that, but you've done nothing with it.
You haven't developed your jewel or your talent. It just stayed there. It's like not like a diamond. It's like some kind of element, right? That hasn't been like chipped away and perfected. It just sits in the ground. No one can appreciate it. No one can appreciate how great you are.
It's almost a wasted form of benefit. It's a wasted benefit because it's like, man, you with all that height, that could have been. You could have used that for a team. Could have used it. You could have used it. You could have made a career out of it. But I've done nothing with it.
I could say this. I watched online. It'd be like these people, these homeless cats, right? And they be R&B singers. They be phenomenal musicians, but no one can ever appreciate them on a different level because their instability keeps them from being consistent
and being recognized.
Because they deserve it because they have the talent.
Or it could be something as simple as you was raised around a whole bunch of homemakers, good women that knew how to cook.
Wow,
but you can't cook. Wow. Your food don't taste that good. But you've been raised around a whole bunch of women that throw down, that be making some slamming dishes. Yeah. Everybody in your house, they can bake, they can stew, they can fillet, they can fry, they can broil, they can do that, they can barbecue.
You can braise.
They can braise the meat. They can do everything in the kitchen, and you looking for a microwave. You talking about how can I get the ball in the bag rice? We just gonna eat hot dogs today. We just gonna put these Nathan's hot dogs in this pot of water and go grab these buns real quick and do a can of chili, Hormel chili.
Yeah. Get the hot sauce
and get the chili beans with some with the squirt of mustard on it or ketchup on it, and you've been raised around some phenomenal domestic women that know how to cook. You was around all of them, all the aunties and and the grandmothers and the cousins, everybody was great cooks. And like a war said, he had a nickname. They had a nickname for a relative of his. They call it Al Burner.
Alberta.
Al Burner.
The Alberta.
Al Burner.
Alberta. Wow.
Al Burner, because he was known for burning stuff up. So how is it that you was around all these phenomenal cooks,
Wow.
but your food don't come out right? What is it like? It's like you wasted the opportunities.
Yeah.
You wasted. He's saying all these things. Oh, that's like a man also that grew up around construction workers. Your whole family is in the construction business.
Yeah.
But you can't fix a sink.
Can't do nothing.
You can't fix a toilet. But you was raised around mechanics, and you're paying somebody to fix your car. But your family comes from a mechanic family. Your family owns a mechanic shop. But you don't know how to change tires. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, what did you do?
Where did the time go?
You pick nothing up?
You ain't picked that. That's what he said. Like, what he says, like, all these things are just analogies to explain how what the Most High gives us is contrary to the benefits that we don't receive, because we don't modify and build on top of them. We don't do nothing with them. So fixing the outside is similar to wasted beauty.
Wow.
Putting a gold ring on a pig is he's saying the same thing. It's wasted. It's he said it's tear-worthy. It's lamentable. Me and the war also always laugh about his aunt that says when she sees a light-skinned woman that really ain't doing nothing with herself, his aunt says that's a whole lot of light skin going to waste.
She talks crazy.
That's a whole lot of light skin going to waste. What does that mean? Why would an older woman say that? Why would an older woman say that?
That's an old proverb.
Yeah.
From Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's a Louisiana
That's a Louisiana.
Why would somebody say that's a whole lot of light skin going to waste? Because they come from an era when
he was one of these lessons.
When you're light skinned, your skin complexion opens doors.
Yeah.
It gets job opportunities.
Yeah. So
you get the top pick of relationships because you're light skinned.
Yeah.
At that time, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for somebody that comes from that era that understands that when you have a lighter complexion or a lighter shade, you were more acceptable in society. Yeah. That means you had more opportunities. Doors open for you better than it did somebody of a darker hue or darker complexion. Yes, sir.
One time I was in the gas station night, it was a Tahoe War in Kauai. They was handing out candy, man. They ain't get Kauai no candy, man.
I know.
Why did he give Kauai no candy? Well, let me just say this.
They gave it to Tahoe War.
Why just so people just so people understand what the brother is saying. The brother is saying that he got two sons. One is a lighter hue and one is a darker hue. What he said is, amongst the candy distribution, the one of the darker hue didn't get no candy. They only gave the light-skinned kid the candy.
You had the high sales.
Cheer him up, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna go get you whatever you want. Don't let that get to you. Don't let that get to you.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna hold you down.
Yeah.
Let's go get whatever you want. We're gonna get the milk chocolate though. We ain't gonna get dark chocolate no more. We ain't eating dark chocolate no more.
Listen, I was a baby. My great grandmother, she was kind of wicked. But when I was born, my whole family, the people know my whole family is light skinned, right? So my whole family comes from like straight. My whole family is like straight, like DeBarge type. DeBarge type. DeBarge. My whole family is all DeBarge. Even my grandfather's DeBarge. Like, he's like a DeBarge type of that.
Oh, okay.
And then when I came out, my great grandmother's like, he's not one of us. I was born like that. Like the black sheep.
Yeah, but listen, it's true.
Come.
Well, why would she say you're not one of us?
My mom got mad about this. Like, it's my baby. But I didn't fit in.
Why didn't you fit in?
I wasn't DeBarge like that.
You didn't have that.
I didn't have that peanut butter.
You didn't have that fair complexion.
I didn't have that peanut butter.
This ain't just among Judah.
It's going too.
9.5 do the same thing.
All the time.
Yes.
All right, what?
Yeah, listen,
Negritas,
negro. You call the chocolate one, the darker one, negro.
Yeah.
You know, he don't get accepted in the family like everybody else. He don't get the favorites. He's not the favorite. The dark ones aren't the favorites.
Celia?
Let's just say exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just say the truth. The dark ones are, especially when you deal. There's racism and then there's classism.
Yeah.
And in classism,
skin color.
it's about skin tone.
Yeah.
How close can you be to the more acceptable complexion?
Yep.
And the more acceptable complexion is the whiter, fairer skin complexion.
Yeah.
Then they call you güerita. They call you fresa.
Yeah.
You know, then you get little nicknames. But you you get better treatment.
Yeah.
We'll say like Nagahat, you get more candy.
Yeah, you get my kind.
You get more favors.
You get candy, bro.
You get candy. Yeah.
So
But what about negro? What
about
about negra or negrita? What about the little dark one? That's not acceptable.
Gotta wait.
So that's like what he's saying is it's the same way of putting a jewel in a pig's nose. It's all going back to the same point. It's a waste. It's a waste because it's not gonna change. That person isn't changed. If I'm accessorizing myself.
Yeah.
But I'm not making any inward changes. I'm wasting the advantages that I possess. And the Bible uses that same analogy. There's things that are good about you, but also you got to fix what's not good about you. If you're not fixing what's bad about you, you're not really doing any amending. And the Most High is expecting, that's why we read Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 3, He's expecting amendment, which is actual change of the person you are on the inside. He's not expecting improvement. Improvement is just that gold nugget on the nose. Mm-hmm. It's not no real change. You're wasting what's good about you. There's things that's good about you that you'll never reap the real benefits until you do the actual change. Or like, listen, it's not just the men, it's the women too. It's the beauty of women. It's because there's you look at men, you got men that they have certain features that women look for. But on the inside, they corrosive as hell. They might be high yellow. They might got high cheekbones. They might be attractive. They might have a certain look that most women would fall for. But the inside of that man is corrupt. It's no good. It's toxic. Just like there's some women that some men will be like, man, how'd you get a woman like that? But then you try to get rid of her. You like, man, I'm really second guessing our relationship. Like this person's almost up for giveaway.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like that. But if we don't. But he's saying there's this dynamic that the Bible is talking about. Of it's the same way as somebody that only does the external changes, but doesn't change the inside. It don't look right. There's something that don't fit about this. Adding that nose ring on the pig is something that don't fit. There's something don't fit about that.
Something wrong with it.
Something wrong with that, man. It's a waste of jewelry. It's a waste of accessorizing. Because that nature hasn't changed.
But we're not supposed to be that, I guess, that pig, obviously.
Huh?
Meaning, I'm not supposed to be that animal that has, I'm accessorizing myself. My true nature is just beastly.
Yeah. Very much so. Drake had a video with Lil Yachty, and he says, I'm using my full LSC.
Oh, yeah.
And he explained, he's like, what's LSC? Light skin capability. I'm using my full light skin capability. That means that Drake understands something.
Yeah.
That means that because he's an artist of a lighter complexion, he says, I'm going to use to every advantage that I have with this light skin and open every door that's possible.
That's why they're mad.
And that's why they want to make him the face of music.
Yeah.
They want to make Drake the face of music.
You get that blood in them too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He got bar mitzvah. He go to bar mitzvah.
He had the bar mitzvah blood.
Yeah. Yes,
he
sir.
also had a song about that too.
I didn't even know he had a song.
Light skin but still dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ninja.
Okay, so what he's saying is, I'm dark on the inside, but I'm light on the outside.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Like white Air Forces versus black Air Forces?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But you know, it just shows. It still shows that people use different physical features to get ahead in life in general, whether it be height, muscular ability, wealth, certain charismas. People use what they gotta use to survive in society, to not feel ashamed of themselves. But the Most High is like, if you don't want to feel ashamed of yourself, just change.
Yep.
Just fix it then.
Why don't you focus on what's
We're
really important?
What we're really doing is it's like playing the same song 1,000 times. You played the song out, bro. You have used all your physical features. How much further can you get in life using your physicality? It's like the athletes. There's some athletes that are just real great athletes, but they're stupid the rest of their life. They can't function the rest of their life. Blow all their money.
You know, once they get off the field or get off the court,
that's my
point.
Know,
they can't think. All they knew was the game.
Yeah, because we use the metaphor of light skin, dark skin in a colorist society or a colorist time period. But we can use the same metaphor for athleticism. It's be like ball out the gym, catch like what's his name? I'm not good with athletes out, but people that are extremely hyper athletic. That was their life, but can't function off the field.
Like Antonio Brown.
Exactly.
Or like what's his name that they call him the ISO King. He don't play no more, but he was crying on the pivot.
What?
Dan Reeves?
No. He was No.
Oh, ISO King, basketball.
Yeah, basketball. And he's the light skinned brother. No. Beasley. Yes.
Is he good?
Yes. Michael Beasley. No, he's good.
Is he a problem?
He was a problem in the league, but he's retired now. But he's a light skinned dude that was on a podcast, and he broke down in tears. And he's known even after the league as he's known even in the league. They say,
he went homeless.
No, that's Delonte West.
Yeah,
okay,
that's Delonte West. Okay, but this is Michael Beasley. He was known in the league as he had a complete game. That means he could do everything on the court. He could shoot, he could drive, he could penetrate, he could go left hand, right hand, he could dunk, defense, everything. They said he had a complete game coming into the league. Even though he's retired, he's still unbeatable in a one-on-one. Like there's nobody that could beat him one-on-one. Lance Stevenson even tried to play him, and he blew Lance out the water. So even in his age, his latter years, he's phenomenal on the basketball court. But he was recently on a show called The Pivot with some other retired football players, but they was like, "What's wrong, man?" He was just breaking down. He said, "Man, listen, I tried." He said, "But I don't got nobody I can hang with. I don't got nobody I could trust. I'm done dealing with people." He said, "I only got this much left in the tank." And then one of the podcasters said, "Man, listen, won't you just come to my house and we'll get some bounce houses. You bring your kids. I'll bring my kids. We'll get some bounce houses. We'll drink some wine and just talk." And the other guy said, "Listen, man, I'll be that person that you could talk to. I'll be that person you could trust." Man, he broke down in tears like that. Bam. Yeah. He just started dripping on
like a baby
on the podcast. He said, "Man, I didn't really come to talk about this." He said, He said, "I really want to talk basketball." Yeah, I want to talk basketball, man. But this guy talk in the midst of talking basketball. They start talking about life. In life, this man is broken. His trust is broken.
Yeah.
He don't believe in people anymore. He doesn't have patience anymore. He's not happy with himself. But you can't beat him on the court.
Can't stop him.
You can't stop him on the court. He's unbeatable. One-on-one on the court, unbeatable, unmatched. But in life is kicking his butt. But he's broken.
He's extracted every thread of benefit he can get out of his athleticism. What about the rest of you?
Yeah. What about his mental health?
Still empty.
Because that was the skit that they was, or the little short that they were showing. Is his mental health is bad. Physically, specimen. Beat anybody one-on-one. Mentally, broken. Heart broke.
Yeah.
Crying because he can't trust people. Crying because he ain't got no friends.
On camera.
And the guy's like, "Look, man, I'll be that guy you could talk to. I'll be that guy you could trust. I'll be that friend that you need in your life." Man, that broke him right there. Yes, sir.
He was also homeless for 2 years, just to let you know. He was playing ball while he was homeless.
While he was homeless. So yeah, like just like him and Delonte West, both was homeless. But
Yes, sir.
Delonte is on drugs, real bad. But and he was balling with LeBron in Cleveland. But a lot of these guys mentally, when you look beyond their physical ability, they're broken. These are grown men that made millions of dollars that are broken.
But I was one dimensional.
But I was one dimensional because I put
That's
my
true.
strength and my energy on what I did good. But what about the rest of me?
We ignore that because we glory in the things we're good at. A war goes into that one-armed guy. There's some guy in a movie, he just has like his
No, he's
one-
talking about the guy to go to the gym and just focus on one arm.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still that.
Or he may have got it from a movie.
Yeah, I saw a movie like that too, but I'm trying to take away from your point. There's bench press people.
Yeah.
People they just hit the bench press. That's it. Weak core, weak legs, everything else is weak. But I do have these arms, these guns.
I only want to emphasize and glorify the things that are good about me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do no real work. The real work is to look inside you. That's the whole point. That's the real work. The real work is to look inwardly. Yes, sir.
I wonder, could an individual feel that way because, like, you can't go to, like, what they consider the poor neighborhoods because they don't want you over there because they feel like you feel like you're better than them. So they're like, what are you doing here? And then on the highlight of life, being a basketball player, he has to act a certain way. He has to be like a public image. And then, so maybe that's why he feels that way. And then on top of that, you don't try to get no words from the Most High or nothing, like read no scriptures or nothing, so you can't find no joy.
And that's the whole point because he doesn't belong to any congregation.
Yeah.
He doesn't. But his strength is in his ability. His strength. It said, "Curses the man that trusteth the man that maketh flesh his arm." So his strength is his basketball prowess. He is phenomenal one-on-one. You can't beat him even after retirement. He's made millions. But then again, when you got people around you and they know you make millions,
He blew it up.
everybody got their hand out.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna have their hand out trying to take, and this is why even you look at Allen Iverson, this guy damn near almost bankrupt.
So
The only thing that saved Allen Iverson because
Reebok. They did.
Reebok did a deal
Yeah.
where they they were forward thinking,
I know.
and they said we're not going to give you all this money up front when he first signed his shoe deal. And that's the only thing that saved him. Because they said when you, after 30 years, you're going to get, they put $25 million or $30 million in a trust fund for Allen Iverson that he couldn't touch till he hit 50 years old. So they were already thinking like, these little young kids, they're not money savvy. They're not educated. And just like Allen Iverson did, he was buying the bar, he was buying the club, he was paying for everybody's tuition, he was paying for school, he was buying cars, he was hooking the whole neighborhood up where he almost himself had to file for bankruptcy. If it wasn't for that deal where he's able to touch that trust fund money.
Yeah.
Or he's able to access that money to where he gets $1 million a year. But think about how many people would have exhausted him and depleted him for his ability.
Yeah.
Red Fox went out like that, dying.
Yeah, I believe it.
Sanford and Son.
Yeah, I believe it.
He tried to help the community and everybody around him, and then at the end of his demise.
Well, no, he owed the IRS. The IRS took everything he had before he died.
Yeah.
Now, him and Wesley Snipes. Him and Wesley Snipes both had their taxes taken. That's why Wesley Snipes disappeared.
You owe 50%.
Yeah.
He would even pay up.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes tried to disappear after Blade and get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm done.
Yeah. But the point is this: I just can't focus on what the highlights of myself.
Yeah.
Everybody has highlights about them,
That's a real thing.
and everybody got lowlights about them.
No.
I just can't focus on the highlights about me. What's pretty about me? What's good about me?
All the trophies I want.
Yeah, that's me putting that ring in that pig nose. I gotta change what's not so good about me. I have to evolve as a person. And that's why the class last week was about the steps to take to get to this point. And not focus on what the Most High is requiring. I have to make what's important to the Most High as my focus, because He requires this change, this inward change. It's not about what I feel good with.
Yeah.
What makes me feel better. It's about what the Most High wants from me. What the Most High wants from us is that inside to be developed. That means conduct. That means speech. That means behavior.
Reaction.
That means treatment of people. These things are important to the Most High. Who am I as a moral character, as a moral person?
Just strip yourself down like a car.
Absolutely.
Strip it down, new engine, new tires, new hoses, new everything. Upgrades.
Right, on the inside. Not just putting rims on the car. Or I change the paint.
You're right.
I put rims on the car, I put speakers in it, and I change the paint.
Paint on fleek.
But the engine goes out right after I do that. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a pretty car that's sitting in the driveway.
It's like them old Lex. Remember back in the day, everybody had not everybody had Lex, but it was like the world was lacked up. And you always see on the highway, you would see a lack on the highway. Remember that time period?
There's many time periods.
But,
Lacks have been important for years.
Brother, when Pimp C was alive, I'm from Texas. When Pimp C was alive, it was all about lax.
Bourbons and lax.
Brother, it was about lax. If you have a lack, he was all right.
Wood wheel.
Yeah,
wood grain.
Wood wheel, lax speakers, the speaker
Hunter spokes.
Oh yeah.
But that's now, because back in our daddy's time, or grandparents' time.
But lax was important to them too.
But they took better care of them.
But the thing of it is, what we do is, we don't care about how the engine run.
I know.
That
we don't care about how the engine run.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty sitting in the yard up on some bricks or some blocks.
Yeah.
Or just sitting there because the engine, the real core of the vehicle is inoperable. And that's just a sign of how we classify what we dictate as important. I would look at the color of the paint, the interior, the speaker system, the sound system, the rims. All that is artificial to the actual purpose and functionality of the car. All those things are exterior things. But if I do my car this way, then obviously I think this way as a person.
You do yourself that way.
I do myself.
You do how you think.
And that's
exactly.
The way you train up your soldiers and wife and everybody else.
But to just care about the look, to just care about how we look. When the Most High ain't gonna give a damn about how you look, because it's more so about what did you fix, what was broken, but what's broken, not just what's on the inside.
What's broken is a problem. Like you said.
Yeah, like the sister said online, it's a yard ornament. It's yard decor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it becomes like an extra storage where you just got extra junk sitting in the car. Stuff that didn't fit in the garage, you got that now in the car that's sitting there with all the pretty candy paint.
Yeah.
And all the rims on it. It's just holding stuff in it.
And just
one day I'm gonna fix this car one day.
Yeah.
Or after I hook up the outside.
Or I just sit in it every once in a while. I just use it as a seat.
Yeah.
I just sit in the car. It don't work. I just sit in it talking on the phone.
Yeah, I'm on the phone standing. I'm standing right now on FaceTime. But it's not going nowhere.
But this is like people that don't focus on priority.
Yeah.
The priority is changing what's broken. What is broken about us? Stop looking at the external. Stop putting the emphasis on the outside me. Let me put that on hold for a minute, and let me work on the inside. Who is me on the inside?
It's like people back in the day. People used to have. I'm in the gold grill era. They said, "Let me see your grill. Your grill." The song was out. Everybody was going crazy in the mall. We was trying to make sales off the oil. Like, man, the bottles just gonna smell good, and then you gonna have a gold grill and smell good. The gold grill, like, we're gonna go crazy. But you had cats getting like a mouthful of diamonds, but their teeth were rotting.
Yeah.
You remember that time period?
Yeah.
It was a big time period.
Or if anybody that knows gold, anybody that has family with gold teeth, first of all, gold teeth makes your breath stink. If anybody knows this, anybody that knows gold knows that gold teeth, whether they're permanent or they're temporary.
Is this the gold? Or
no, it's the fact that the gold traps bacteria.
Okay.
And it doesn't oxidize.
Metal has a smell.
But it does. It's not the metal, bro. It's not the metal. It's the bacteria that gets trapped behind the gold. Mm-hmm. And that's why usually when people get their gold teeth removed, their teeth are dead.
Small.
No, they're dead.
No, small. They didn't shrink.
They're dead.
Teeth die.
Well, first of all, no, they don't shrink. First of all, if you know about gold, when you get them implanted, they file your teeth down to mold the gold so that you don't have a big gold tooth hanging out your mouth. You just have like a Bugs Bunny gold tooth hanging out the rest of your mouth. So they first of all they take a mold of your mouth and then they file the teeth down so that the gold is symmetric to the rest of your teeth. So that's why when they get it removed, it's small because it was filed down. But bacteria it gets trapped behind the gold, and that starts to rot the teeth. So usually when you get golds taken out, or even the people that have open face golds, it's just the trim or the edge of gold. The teeth dies on the inside.
Crazy, huh?
They got a black tooth with a gold on a black tooth because it's open face gold that dies. It still has a gold trim on it, but the tooth is black because it's dead. But what's the point? What is the point that we are saying? I'm emphasizing on something that is really not that healthy for me, but because my pride and my image is so important to me, it's a risk I'm willing to take because that's what I care about. Because I don't really care about real true hygiene. If I really cared about real true hygiene, I would never put that in my mouth unless the doctor put it in and told me I needed it. If I really cared about hygiene. But it's not about hygiene for me. It's not about longevity for me. It's not about me keeping these teeth as long as I can, even up into my later age and years. It's about a look. Well, how much does that look cost? What is the cost of that look? Usually the cost of that look is gum disease.
Wow.
And usually the cost of that look is teeth falling out as you get older.
Yeah,
you have nothing to chew.
Because the bacteria goes into the root of the tooth.
Yep.
And that affects your, believe it or not, it affects your heart.
Yep.
Because the heart disease connected to...
It's the bacteria that you swallow that invades the organs.
Back this it's a true statement.
Real.
Look it up.
But if the external is important to me, I'll take those kind of risks. Or you got women that douse themselves with thousands of pounds of makeup, and the chemical ingredients to makeup
destroy them.
Is just as bad as cigarettes.
It's the same when they use in alcohol.
I'm not saying alcohol. I'm saying makeup. I'm saying stick with me. We're talking about makeup. Women use makeup, but the products that they take and use for makeup comes from 6,000 different sources. And a lot of these ingredients are artificial ingredients. Many of the lipstick ingredients, many of the eyeliner ingredients, many of the eyeshadow ingredients, the compound.
They're hormone disruptors.
And they hold spirits too, right?
That's not this, Stan. Stay with me, bro. It's the chemicals, bro. We're talking chemicals. The chemicals in the makeup destroy the face, block the pores. Don't let the face breathe. Don't let the skin breathe.
It's not natural.
Then the chemicals, when you look at women that use eyeliner, or what's the one for the eyeshadow? Is that eyeshadow?
Mascara.
Mascara. That mascara is so toxic. You'll see the pores. There's like, when you look at the eyelid, there's like 32 pores in the eyelid. Yeah. Tear ducts. Yeah. They're tear ducts. So you can cry and keep your eye moist. When you use that mascara, you block all the tear ducts.
What?
So then what happens is it develops pus and infection where the tear ducts swell, and then the eye starts to swell, and then now it makes the eye what do you call these right here? Eyelashes. It makes them swell and protrude. And then when you look past the eyelashes, then you see like swollen, each and every single pore and tear duct is swollen. Each and every one of them. It's almost like you can see almost each and every tear duct when you look closely. Because it's infected the eye. The eye is supposed to be open. Those tear ducts supposed to be open to keep your eyeball moist. But then you look at the infection in the eyes, the swelling in the eyes, the redness in the eyes. But how much does that beauty cost? People will do whatever to feel better on the outside. And I'm not saying, and we're not saying that if a person has, say, a burn victim, and they were in a house fire, and they want to put on a wig, or they want to put makeup on, that they want to feel better about themselves. That's respectable. And we're not talking about, in certain cases, yes, it may boost confidence if you were disfigured in some type of way. But we're talking about whole, healthy people that are just focusing on augmenting themselves on the outside and making no real inside conversion. This is what we talk. This is what the Most High is talking about in Proverbs chapter 11. He's talking about, read it again, Proverbs 11 and 22. Read it again.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout.
Go ahead.
So is a fair woman.
So is a beautiful woman with what?
Which is without discretion.
Something don't look right. Something ain't fitting right here. You got all this beauty. You got all this potential. And you're destroying it because the inside of you is corroded. It's almost no good. What Matthew Henry said, he calls it ill bestowed. He said it seems ill bestowed. Meaning, like, did the Most High make a mistake by giving you this beauty? Like it was this beauty was a gift of the Lord, but He gave it to the wrong person. Or He gave some good, charming, actual, handsome attributes to a man, but the man is no good on the inside. It's almost like it should have went to somebody else. All that beauty should have went to somebody else.
Maybe somebody would have used it better than this person.
Exactly. I would have used that light skin better. I wouldn't have used that light skin.
I would have used that dunking ability. Better.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Whatever you're good at. Whatever you're good at that you got that comes natural to you. It's not about just focusing on what's pretty about you, what's good about you. If you don't really do any core work. If you don't really do any inside work and inside changes. The changes that matter to the Most High are those that are done on the inside. We're saying the same thing over and over. Because that's what the Scripture is saying. Because that's what the Most High cares. That's what real amendment is. Real amendment in the eyes of the Lord is not how you look on the outside at all. It's what you do on the inside that was broken about you that you fix.
So that's not a just sappy cliche, because this conversation sometimes comes across as a cliche. It's the inside that counts. Be like, whatever. Or, you don't judge a book by its cover. Whatever. But the Scripture says this.
The Scriptures say this, man. The Scriptures, the Most High is saying this. What he's saying is, what the Most High is saying is, due to a lack of unchanged behavior, I really offset all the benefits that I could possess. Yeah. That should come to me.
It neutralizes the good about me.
It neutralizes the good about me.
Because people do, there's old saying, don't let your good, good. Well, I won't go into it.
Okay.
But
no, say it.
No, I'm sorry. Brothers do say in the camp,
don't your good be evil spoken of.
Yeah, don't let your good be evil spoken of. We always say that.
Yeah.
Right? And what it means is, hey, listen, there's a lot of good things about you, but this one bad thing about you just destroys. But because say you don't see the good I do. I bust my tail. I'm always here. I'm always faithful. I'm always around. I'm always sacrificing. And you do. But that one glaring issue you got almost overshadows all the good you do, like having a great relationship. You might be a great person to be around certain aspects. But that mouth you got might pollute all the good about you that deserves to be appreciated.
It happens every time. That's why it's almost it's a crazy dynamic. It's a crazy dynamic in how the Bible's explaining it. Because each and every one of us does have some good about us.
Yeah, there is good.
There is good about each and every one of us. There's good in all of us. But the things that's broken about us, that's unchanged, offsets the benefits of the good that can come our way.
It's almost like you buy food at a restaurant and you get a bomb steak, a bomb meal, and some bad service out of it.
Yeah.
I love the food. The food is outstanding. But this service makes the food taste bad.
Because they come or I might second guess coming back. Because I don't feel like I'd rather go somewhere else that has mediocre food but better treatment.
Yeah.
Better service.
That matters, bro.
It matters. These things matter. And this is the dynamic of what the Most High is explaining to everybody that doesn't do that core work. Make those inside changes.
Yes, sir.
You just destroy what could have been great about you. What's really magnificent about you, you never really reap your full benefits. You never really see the good and exalt the good that the Most High gave you naturally. Because the things that's broken about me doesn't get worked on. And we explain this. For those that do work on those things that are broken about them, these are people that are trying to make upright decisions. Another brother, give me Proverbs chapter 11, verse 11.
Oh. That's an in-depth explanation of that swine in the pig's nose. Because I'm glad you broke it down. I've read it many times. I'm like, I see the point, but the depth of the point is what matters. It's a tragedy. It's one thing to see this. Of course, it's stupid.
Right.
But to see how it affects our lives is the tragedy.
It's a travesty because it was what really could have been wonderful.
Yeah.
As far as the benefits that should be coming my way from my natural abilities, they're forfeited because of my behavior. They're forfeited. I forfeit the good about me by the things that don't change about me.
And it's not that nobody doesn't recognize the good in you. It's that you're almost hiding the good in you because people are seeing the obvious defect. The defect is overshadowing the good in you. Because people do say, you never see the good in me. But it's hard to see past your defect because your defect's so prevalent. Because you haven't fixed it.
It's in the way.
It's in the way.
It's in the way. The things that I don't change about me are in the way of the benefits. So the bad outweighs the good. Because I don't fix it. I could really be a great person. I really could be a great person.
You got the ingredients.
I got the ingredients to be well accepted, well respected. I got all the ingredients to reach magnificent heights in my life. And my life to be really wonderful.
Yeah.
But what keeps me back is what I don't change. That's what's holding me back. It's the things I ignore. You can keep ignoring them, and you can keep slapping gold on a pig nose, but if you're not making any changes, you're not going to reap all the benefits. Proverbs 11:11.
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 11 reads, "By the blessing of the upright..."
It said by the what?
By the blessing of the upright.
You know it's a blessing of the upright? These are people that what makes them upright is the fact that they change they focus on changing the not so good things about them. It's not that they're upright because they were just born better. No, these are people that actually do the work of changing what's broken about them. That's what makes them upright. They're converting themselves.
I'm sorry I'm not perfect, Shamsuan.
Yeah.
Is it really that? Is that somebody just born perfect? They come out the womb and just look at me?
No.
I'm perfect?
So not at all. What he's saying is the blessing of the upright. These are people that challenge themselves. They challenge themselves to be better. They want to be better. He says, and because they do that inside work, they do that hard to focus on undesirable work, fixing what's broken about you. Read on.
The blessing of the upright, the city is exalted.
It says, who benefits?
The city is exalted.
When you change who you are, everybody benefits. Everybody around you benefits. The whole city benefits from your changes that you make. When you decide to make the changes, whenever that is, whenever you decide to do the amendment, everybody, the family, the household, the city encompasses everybody. Your co-workers, your neighbors, the people in your house, the people outside your house, everybody benefits from you making those dynamic changes within yourself. Instead of just slapping on makeup and gold, slapping on accessories. People don't benefit with that. Because you still got that pig-like lust. But the whole city could benefit from your changes, your development. Read on.
Come. But it is overthrown.
It said, but it's what?
Overthrown.
It's overthrown. The good is overthrown what?
By the mouth of the wicked.
By what?
By the mouth of the wicked.
Oh, so you mean to tell me that the city will suffer because I don't change my mouth?
Yes. Of course.
Everybody in the city gonna suffer because I don't change. That means whoever I come across in the city, they gotta feel the wrath of my what?
Your mouth.
My mouth, man.
The venom. What call your mouth is venom. Venom, poison, and you wound people's souls with your tongue. Because the tongue is akin to a sword. So everybody around me gets cut. Unnecessarily. Not cut to be righteous, but cut through my disgust of them. Because I haven't made the internal changes. So what I do is I project my self-hatred on other people.
Right.
It's like a spitting cobra.
Yeah.
They say, yeah, get away from spitting cobra. Why? Because when they spit on you or when they open their mouth, you're finna get poisoned.
But why is that? Why am I spitting poison? Because I didn't want to change it. I didn't want to change how I talk to people.
Yeah.
I didn't want to change. So now, you got some people who make changes. The whole city benefits.
Yeah.
You got some people that don't make changes, and the whole city suffers.
Yeah.
Everybody's joy has to be robbed.
Wow.
Everybody's happiness has to be robbed because I don't want to change. Now I'm ill affecting everybody I come in contact with.
Facts.
It's obvious that I don't want to do what? Change. Or I don't see the value in it, or I don't see how important it is to the eyes of the Most High. You think because you move from one side of town to another,
I did something.
yeah, that's going to fix the problem?
No.
Or you worked on this side of town, now you got this new job on this side of town. That's going to change. Everything's situation's going to change. You're going to bring that same toxicity from the south side to the north side.
It don't matter.
From the east side to the west side.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to bring that same toxicity from one job to another, one house to another, one relationship to another, one friendship to another, because you're not changing. The city's still going to be suffering. Because you're not changing the ugliness in you, which is the Most High is asking that everybody do to make a real amendment. Read on.
Come, verse 12. He that is void of wisdom.
It said, but if I don't understand this, of what the Most High wants from me, read on.
Despiseth his neighbor.
I really do what if I don't want to change?
Despiseth his neighbor.
That's the consequence, or the person that has to bear the burden.
No, that's
of my lack of
that's
change.
the result.
Okay.
That's the result of who I am as a person. I don't change because I really what?
Despise my neighbor.
Because I really hate my neighbor.
Mm.
So that's why I won't change.
Wow.
I won't change because I really hate them. Because if I love my people, what will I do?
Change for the
Fix it.
I will change for them.
right.
I will change who I am for them. If I love them. If I love the people around me, I'll fix what's broken about me. Because I love them. People that don't change, it's showing how they don't change because they really don't love the people around them. They don't really love their city. They don't really love their people. They don't really love their nation. They don't really love their neighbors. We talked about this last week in 1 Peter 3. We started with it in verse 11, but read verse 10 because this was step 11 of last week.
1 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. It says, for he that will love life
If I love life
and see good days,
and I want everybody to see good days, read on.
let him refrain his tongue.
I'll fix my what?
Tongue.
What from what?
From evil.
So if I want to see good days and I want to see everybody really enjoy life, I want to enjoy my life, I will fix my tongue and hold my tongue back from what?
Evil.
I'll fix myself. If I want the city to benefit.
If it's about the city.
If it's about the people around me. It's not. I'm going to do it for them. I'm going to do it for them because I love them.
Wow. That's amazing.
This was step 11 of change, of what it takes to reform yourself. And we forget. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Let him eschew evil.
Then I'll eschew evil. Read on.
And do good.
Now I'm on step 12. I'm doing good. But what is the doing good? The doing good is the amendment that the Most High is requiring from us on the inside. That is the good work. And that's the work that a lot of people don't want to do. That's the work that a lot of people don't want to do. Matter of fact, give me read this for me real quick.
Crazy.
And whoever had that Proverbs 11, read that 11 again.
Come. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 11 reads, by the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted.
It said the city is what?
Exalted.
Go ahead.
But it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked.
It's overthrown by the what?
mouth of the wicked.
But I destroy all the good in the city because I won't fix my mouth. That means people catching strays all over the city. The gas station clerk caught a stray. The restaurant worker caught a stray. The librarian caught a stray.
Yeah, a stranger caught a stray.
The stranger that said good morning caught a stray. The guy at the park walking their dog, and I said, get your goddamn dog away from me. Caught a stray. Everybody catching strays around the city because I won't fix me. Even people that's trying to do me right.
I still play the victim too.
But it shows that I don't what? Read on, and I still play the victim.
He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor. But a man of understanding.
Stop. Read this for me real quick. Read that speaking scornfully.
Come. Speaking scornfully of a man to his face.
It says, if I have the boldness or the audacity to speak scornfully to a man to his face. Read on.
He that is void of wisdom.
Obviously, I'm void of what?
Wisdom.
And if I create if I don't change bad habits, it says obviously I'm a product of ignorance. I become ignorant because the outcome is ignorance for those that don't create good habits. He says I'm void of understanding. Read on.
Discovers his folly by this.
He says I make myself a fool by this. How do I make myself a fool? By not changing the things about me, it's specifically how I choose to talk to people in their face. Read on.
He despises his neighbor.
It says, I despise who?
His neighbor.
Remember, if I make the changes, I love my city. If I don't make the changes, I despise my city. He says, because truthfully, somebody that has the audacity to talk scornfully to somebody right in their face, I really do what? I really despise my neighbor. I really don't love you.
Right.
That's why I can talk crazy to you.
Right.
That's why I won't fix my mouth. Because I really don't love you. Read on.
Calls him Raka.
It said, I call him fool. Read on.
And thou fool. Upon the least provocation.
And it's in the situation doesn't even cause for me to be so severe with my tongue. I'm severe with my tongue in a situation that doesn't even require me to be severe, but I'm severe anyway. Unnecessarily because I really despise you. I really hate you. Read on.
It says, and tramples upon him as not worthy.
I trample upon this man with my mouth as not worthy. Go ahead.
To be set with the dogs of his flock.
I wouldn't even put you with the dogs of my flock. You less than a dog in my eyes. So we talk to people.
People do that.
How we look at people.
Yeah.
You're not on the same level as my dogs. I wouldn't put you with my dogs. So that's why I can talk to you crazy.
I honor my animals.
I diminish you as the respect that you should have or deserve. As a human, as a man or a woman, as a brother or a sister, or as a fellow citizen. Read on.
He undervalues himself.
He said he really does what?
Undervalues himself.
He don't love you because he don't love who?
Himself.
He don't love himself.
Which makes sense.
That's why he can talk crazy. Anybody that got a foul mouth, a disrespectful mouth that can speak to somebody disrespectfully to their face and despise you to your face, they really hate themselves.
It's a projection of their self-loathing. It's a projection of their inability to value themselves. Like you said, I don't really value me, so I damn sure gonna value you. Because I have to make you feel like crap to make me feel just a little bit better. Because I'm a little higher on the hierarchy scale. I'm a little better than somebody else. So I gotta push you down to pick me up. Because there's a pleasure that comes with pulling people down.
Yeah.
For certain mindsets, there's a pleasure that comes with tearing people down. Because I have some sense of power.
Yeah.
And there's certain mindsets that have such a high sense of self-loathing that you're so used to being negative with yourself all day long. It's easy to be negative with somebody else.
It's nothing.
It's habitual.
It's habitual.
I formed a habit of it.
Yeah.
Read on.
It's low value, like you said. Like you said, it's low value, and we never call out, but it's a low value trait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He undervalues himself, who thus undervalues one that is made of the same mold.
He says, I undervalue myself when I do what?
Who thus undervalues one.
When I undervalue one, go ahead.
That is made of the same mold.
If I can undervalue somebody that's made out of the same flesh and blood that I have, then I really hate myself. Then What hasn't this person done with themselves? They haven't fixed themselves.
And they ain't done the work.
It's not even the city that's the problem. It's not the job that's the problem. It's not the other person that's the problem. The problem is really I hate myself and I haven't done the work on the inside. I haven't fixed what's broken about me, so naturally I just dish out all the evil that's in me. That's what you do when you don't fix it. You just pour it upon somebody else who doesn't deserve it, who's made of the same flesh and blood as you. They're made of the same mold.
Cars are the same thing, though. When you see vehicles, I was driving today, and I saw this one car, and there's nothing but black smoke coming out of the vehicle. There's nothing but black smoke, it's polluting the whole street with black carbon smoke coming out of it. But they have that, what's that thing on the bottom of the truck? What's it called?
Catalytic converter.
It's called a catalytic converter. A catalytic converter is what's used to filter all that black pollution smoke. And the catalytic converter is filled with platinum. All kind of precious metals.
Palladium.
That's why they steal it.
That's why people steal it.
It has platinum.
Interior.
It has platinum, rhodium, and palladium. 3 precious metals in the catalytic converter.
It has these precious, and that's why it's so expensive. They get all these precious rare minerals. And for some reason, these precious rare minerals detox all the filth and all the pollution that comes out the back of the vehicle. But the vehicles that lack those rich, precious minerals, that they're deficient of those rich, precious minerals, they're the ones that pollute everything around them in the city. And it's like that with people.
If I don't purify myself, if I don't fix myself, then of course I'm gonna be toxic to everybody around me. Because really, the truth of it is, I really hate myself. I gotta change how I look at myself. That's a whole nother class.
Yeah.
And we'll save that for another class.
But it shows that if I'm putting this jewel of gold, which is a symbol of dignity, on a spirit that doesn't want to change, that infects his environment, then I'm doing that. I'm really doing that animal disservice.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to be ugly physically and have to make the work to beautify myself than to sit here and hide behind the gold jewel. Because people use the jewel to hide.
Yeah, well, it's the hide, but it's
a hiding place.
It's really a misrepresentation. I misrepresent myself when I accessorize myself, but don't do no real changes on the inside.
God.
I'm misrepresenting who I really am.
And can I say this? Not to interrupt, but now the modern day version of that is these digital pages out. These online spaces people create. They create a custom, tailored, like every sliver of every good thing they ever did. They'll put 50 different videos, filters and posts, and you'll see. You look at the person, and like they're not stunting jewelry no more. They're not rocking like ain't the jewelry era like it used to be. They ain't the whip on 28,000 inches anymore. But now it's the era of let me give you a very curated, edited version of me that you can see whenever you want to see. Look at this curated, edited, digital edition of me. Or you get to know me behind it. I don't match any, because it freaks me out sometimes. When you talk about like online personalities and influencers, and you meet the real people, and they're sitting here, they're scamming their own, they're scamming their fans, scamming their fan base. People treat people like crap. When the camera's on, different guy. They're trying to live up to that little picture they push. But it's only like it's like a 5-second picture. It's like a vine. It's like a short. It's a short edition of you. But if you had a long version, people got to see the real person.
It's like the con artist that was online with us on the 7th.
Yeah.
You know, that was talking about I'm locked out the house. Me and my daughter are homeless. Right. Can't get back in. Here's my cash app.
Oh my God.
I can't. I need shalom family. I'm in your brother.
Family.
Shalom family. Your brother's in need. Your brother's in real need. But then you look at his page. He scam everybody like that. He scam all camps.
This happens 3 times a month.
Yeah.
How do you lose your daughter 3 times a month? What kind of dad is that? You need gas 3 times a month?
Or you've been doing that for 3 years.
Yeah.
And all you're looking for is some vulnerable camps. Yeah. But the point is this: if I don't make the changes, I really hate myself, and I got to fix the hate that I have in me first.
Yeah.
And that's what eventually is going to change the treatment that I have towards other people. Otherwise, I'm going to be toxic. I'm going to be vile. I got to fix me so that I don't have this kind of weaponized tongue.
Yeah.
Read this right here. 2.
Speaking spitefully of a man behind his back. A talebearer.
He says a what?
A talebearer.
So that's why some people become talebearers. Read on.
That carries all the stories he can pick up, true or false, from house to house, to make mischief and sow discord.
So I'm doing what with my tongue?
Sowing discord.
Go ahead.
Reveals secrets which he has been entrusted with, and so breaks the laws, and forfeits all the privileges.
It said, but when you got a person that won't fix their mouth, that talks crazy, disrespectful, talebearers, going behind your back, talking behind your back, that has a scornful projection of you in their mouth. He says a person that won't fix their mouth, he says, what do?
He forfeits.
He does what?
Forfeits.
What does he forfeit?
All the privileges of friendship.
He says a person that won't fix their mouth also will forfeit the privileges of what?
Friendship.
You wonder why you don't got no friends.
And conversation. No one will talk to you. If no one's talking to you, you ain't making no friends.
Yeah. It's a pretty big, deep proverb, but it's real.
It's a problem.
Why ain't nobody talking to me? Why ain't everybody lining up to be my friend?
Yeah. Talebearer.
Because I always got something negative to say.
Yeah.
That's why I can see another person and people gravitate to that person.
Yeah.
This person be getting blown up. People be trying to be around this individual. How come nobody's like in line waiting to be my friend? How come I just don't have people that I could just pick up and call at any point in time, and they're very far and few between? You know why? Because I forfeited friendship.
Yeah.
Because I have a weaponized tongue that I won't fix. But then I wonder why there's an imbalance when it comes to people that want to tolerate me. Then I'm distraught because I don't got no friends. How come everybody want to spend time with me? How about everybody keep it short? How come everybody keep the conversations? Why does it got to be so short?
Yeah.
All my conversations are like 30 seconds. Everybody be like, hey man,
in and out.
Let me let you go. Let me get on something else. Let me got something.
Yeah.
Let me talk. I got to talk to this person. I got a conversation I got to get into with this brother. I got to talk to this sister. Damn, it opens up for everybody else. The friendship, the extended dialogue, it's there with everybody else. How come it's not there with me? How come when it's me, it's short, it's quick? People don't got much to say. It's quiet on the phone. It's quiet on the phone.
Yeah, the wind blowing.
Yes.
The wind's blowing up.
TV going.
Mine's tied with bleach.
Yeah, man.
Get all the commercials.
Yeah, all the commercials, music in the background.
Yeah.
You get everything else, but it's very quiet.
Can I pull a scripture?
God.
Proverbs 22:11. You have that in the break? No, I don't think it's there.
No.
Proverbs 22:11. It's precisely and exactly on the spot point you're going into. And because one would think, when you look at things like from a victim perspective, one would think they're effed up because they don't want to be my friend. Because that's the inner thought. These people are effed up. Everywhere I go, these people are effed up because no one wants to be my friend. These are effed up people I'm around.
Yep.
So I'm going to be one deep. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 22:11.
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 11.
Uh-huh.
It says, he that loveth pureness of heart.
Stop. He that does what?
Loveth pureness of heart.
Another term for love is to value. A person that values pureness of heart. What?
It says, for the grace of his lips.
For the what?
For the grace of his lips.
In contrast to the venom and the poison and the evil of the lips. Because this person has beauty on their lips. Read.
The king shall be his friend.
The what?
The king shall be his friend.
You know, the king got business to do. He got wars to fight. He probably got marital scenarios going on. He probably got economic scenarios going on. He probably got stress. And he has advisors to deal with. His day is stacked. He's a busy man. But because this person has a pure tongue and a pure conscience, what's going to happen?
The king shall be his friend.
The king wants to make some calls from time out to talk to you.
Yep.
The king wants to kick it with you. Because he's doing advisors, ribs, economic scenarios,
Business.
His day is stacked, but he don't get nobody he can talk to that he can vibe with that's pure.
Yep.
He needs a recharge too. People don't get it. When you have a pure mindset and pure lips, you're somebody's recharge. Examine people around you. Do you exhaust people around you? Are people around you getting tired around you? Are they drained around you? What is the draining effect? The draining effect is that you only have so much positivity for the day. And you're fighting to keep that positive charge. And when I'm in the vicinity, or I'm closer I'm getting, the closer I'm in this conversation, the lower my positive charge goes.
Because I'm offloading my negativity on them.
Exactly. And that's how people become exhausted of you. You're exhausting because it's a common term for I can't stay positive around you. So now the answer becomes create an emotional wall and create a deflection tactic and escape this person because it only helps have so much positivity to have for the rest of the day.
I only got so much to give.
I only have so much to give. But the king is dealing with wars, economies, problems, families, mental issues, and the training of children, and his own personal worries, because he got a life too. But he want to be around a person like this. Read from the top again? This from the top, not the scripture, from the top. Top statements. Top statement in the scripture.
Not he that loveth.
The beginning. This is the beginning, bro.
Okay. It says, he that loveth pureness of heart, for the grace of his lips.
If you're graceful enough to have a pure heart.
And that definition of grace, so you understand what it means. The grace is kindness, friendship, and mercy.
Yeah.
Tenderness.
Wow.
Not somebody that offloads scorn, hate, disgust, wickedness, wrath.
Brashness.
Read on.
For the grace of his lips, the king shall be his friend.
Read.
The eyes of the Lord preserve knowledge.
Now, on that mouth, what's wrong with that mouth is there's a word for that type of mouth, not the one that's graceful. Read this right here.
Yep.
Line 436.
436. Follow. What can be worse?
It said, what can be worse? Go ahead.
Than calumny.
Yep.
That's
calumny. Calumny.
All right, what could be worse than
calumny, which is also calumny. Get that definition if anybody get it. Calumny.
New vocabulary word.
Calumny.
What could be worse than calumny? Calumny.
Get that definition.
I think the definition, man.
Calumny.
Wow.
He said, what can be worse than calumny?
Calumny. It says a false and malicious statement.
It says people that make false and malicious statements. Go ahead.
Designed to injure the reputation of someone or something.
All they talk about is things that demoralize, diminish, and demean other people. That all they talk about is degrading somebody else's image, demoralizing somebody else's image, diminishing somebody's reputation.
Yeah, character assassination.
All they talk about is what's wrong with people, what's negative about people, what's not good about people. They only talk about the negative. That's the majority of that conversation is all about what's wrong with people, what's not right about somebody.
What's not
he
right?
He said, what could be worse than calumny?
Calumny.
Which is what, Yahweh?
Calumny. It says a false and malicious statement designed to injure the reputation of someone or something.
All you're doing is spilling out your perspective of how of and ugliness about how other people are wrong and they don't need respect. Read on.
Right here?
Okay, definition.
It says something or something. And it says slander, false accusation of a crime or offense. Knowingly or maliciously.
It says all you talk about is what people you feel like knowingly did you wrong, or what?
Or maliciously.
They did it on purpose. They knew what they were doing. That's your perspective. Read on.
Made or reported.
And that's what these are the reports and the statements you make is about how everybody's guilty in your eyes. Everybody's wrong in your eyes. What's wrong about people?
You're a bad judge.
It's
You don't want
a
this kind
bad
of
it's a
judgment
bad
around.
it's a bad outlook towards people.
Yeah.
But you spill this kind of conversation out, and this is the tongue that you possess. Anything else in that definition?
Yes. It says, to the injury of another.
It says to the what?
To the injury of another.
Read on.
False representation of facts.
It says false representation of facts. Go ahead.
Reproachful to another.
Go ahead.
Made by design.
Made by what?
By design.
Go ahead.
And with knowledge of its falsehood.
And you know it's wrong. You just say it anyway. I know that's not true about this
It's not
person,
really true.
but I'm gonna say it anyway because that's how I feel.
It's an exaggeration of a. See, this is this problem. People have little issues here and there. Everybody has some problems, but you like to exaggerate people's issues.
Yeah,
You're exaggeration master.
I'm gonna put this person under a microscope and designate everything wrong about this person.
Exactly.
I'm inflated.
Yeah.
That's what calumny is. But read this right here.
It says right here, for it seduces the ears.
It does what? What does calumny do?
Seduces the ears.
People like to spread hate because this is how I attract other people. I want to see who's listening to this kind of falsehood.
Who's like me?
Who's like me? I use this falsehood and this false narrative and this corrosive speech
Wow.
because I'm trying to identify who's with me and who's not.
Every beast shall cleave
To his like. That's right.
Can you read it?
Mm-hmm.
For it seduces the ears and perplexes the mind.
And it's entertainment. I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of talking down on other people.
Talking down.
I get stimulated out of it. I get a kick out of it. Read on.
Kick out of it. Of those who listen to it.
Go ahead.
And it makes them brutal.
And it makes them what?
Brutal.
Go ahead.
And always on a watch for evil. What?
And you know what I get to do? I get to make other people paranoid, but by my perspective. That's why I'm whispering about this person.
Yeah.
That's why I whisper about that sister.
Yeah.
That's why I whisper about that man. Because now I'm making everybody paranoid about that particular person.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Like men engaged in hunting.
So now I'm on the lookout like men engaged in hunting. So men engaged in hunting, they're always observant. Now I got to watch everybody.
Yeah.
I'm paranoid for everybody. I don't trust nobody. Read on.
But those who are well ballasted.
Ballasted. Ballasted is like a ship that has there's in most submarines they have ballast tanks. What ballast tanks are, or most ships, even cruise ships have ballast tanks. What ballast tanks are, they let a certain amount of water in to keep the ship stable. Or they'll have weights inside of the bottom of a ship. In old times, they would put rocks, heavy rocks at the bottom of a ship to keep it from tipping over in a storm. That's what well ballasted is. Ballasted meaning it's firm. It has
Anchored?
It's anchored, but it's not necessarily dropping an anchor. More so than it's well balanced.
Okay.
So that's what they use in submarines. They allow so much water in a submarine to keep it buoyant, so it can go down. And then when they want it to come up, they put more oxygen in the tank and push more water out so it can come back up. So they control the rising and falling of a submarine through the ballast tanks. So he said a man could be well ballasted. He said, but when you have a man that's well ballasted or has sobriety or is balanced in the thought, sober in the thinking, clear in the mind.
Is it the ability for a person to self-regulate?
Yes.
In a sense?
Yes. Not easily tipped over by emotion.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It says, well ballasted and restrained by prudent reason.
It says, but a man that's well ballasted or restrained by prudent reason, go ahead.
Hate.
He does what?
Hate.
Hate what?
The man who utters calumnies.
It says he hates the man that utters calumny because he knows that it's spitting poison and that everybody's not that evil as you say they are.
Wow.
Everybody's not as wicked as you think they are. Everybody's not as dirty as you come across that they are to be to you. Everybody don't agree with your negative outlook.
Wow.
And people that don't agree with your negative outlook, they actually hate the way you talk.
Wow.
They hate the way you talk because it's only made to destroy. It's not made to build anybody up. He said, but a man that's well ballasted and that they're sober in thinking, they're not emotionally unstable. They can look at people the right way And they don't like that kind of speech. That's why I forfeit my friends.
It makes them sick.
It makes them sick. And that's why he says people with that tongue, like Elisha I just read, he said they forfeit friends.
So the tongue destroys the potential for friendship.
The privileges.
They forfeit the privileges of friendship and conversation.
Wow.
Who wants to hold a conversation with a person that only destroys people with their mouth, and you only see the bad in people? You only talk and diminish the value of people's respect. Your speech is designed to take away the respect that people deserve. Wow. You don't want to have friends like that. You don't want to have conversations like that. You actually hate that kind of speech. Wow. If you're balanced emotionally. Read on.
Restrained by prudent reason.
Yep.
Hate the man who utters calumnies more.
They hate the man that utters the calumny. Go ahead.
More than him against whom they are uttered.
Exactly.
That's a hell of a contrast.
Yep.
Yeah. The people hate the evil speaker more than the so-called villain or who
the evil speaker is speaking about.
Yeah. The object of infamy that the speaker is speaking about, they hate the speaker more than the object that the speaker is speaking upon.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And you wonder why nobody wants to have a conversation. Wow. And you wonder why nobody wants to be friends.
Wow.
Because I make myself what? Hated. Why? Because I won't fix my mouth.
It has nothing to do with mutual things in common. It has nothing to do with we don't have the same likes. We don't like the same music. We don't like the same style of clothes. It has nothing to do that we don't come from the same city or side of town. It has nothing to do with so people always use the excuse of we just don't have things in common.
Right.
Is it that? Is it things in common are not really possessed? Or is it your core features? Your core internal features are disgusting people. Because it's disgusting.
They're misaligned. Because they're not true.
There's a disgust that comes with this because there's a word I always use. I forgot the word, but it's a term for to push a person away. Like not to propel. You propel people. You're pushing people away. You're not pulling people. You're pushing people away. Not even knowing it. Because the inner parts are not filtered. In the beginning class or the mid part of the class, you're going to when a person filters their interior, that gives them the opportunity to be attracted to.
It benefits everybody around them. It benefits the whole city.
But if the interior is not purified or not cleanliness enough or it's unclean, then all I'm doing is I'm propelling. It's opposite of propelling. I'm pushing away. I'm pushing away. I'm repelling. I'm repelling good conversation. I'm repelling positive people. I'm repelling alliances.
Yep.
Because of my perspective. It's almost like you're cheapening your life. Your life could be so much more valuable, but you make it cheap holding on to your negativity.
Hold on to your negativity, corrosive tongue, corrosive speech,
yeah,
corrosive outlook.
Yeah.
I contaminate people around me like that.
Yeah.
Now,
the people that got you around you, they're always fighting to stay up. They're always
trying to keep it. They're trying to keep it positive.
The people around you are you're like King Wang-un.
Or they don't have enough bandwidth to open up the floodgates of negativity because they still got to try to keep their mind positive throughout the day.
Yes.
I don't have the capacity to hear these negative floodgates being open because I got to still keep a pure outlook and I can't be contaminated by that right now.
Yeah.
I need to hear some positivity.
Facts. Facts, bro.
So, back to Proverbs 11 and 22.
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. It says, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion.
We really only went through like 2 scriptures, man. And we're still here.
Yeah.
It'll take some time, man.
It's really not we can't even really go past because there's a lot to discuss here.
It's too much meat to chew.
It's a lot to discuss. It's a lot of things to discuss in how that offsets the beauty of what should be there, what could be there, the benefits that could be received. There's a lot of things that don't look right and sound right when the discretion is missing. The beauty is there, but the discretion is missing. He's explaining. He's pretty much summing up man and woman. There's good attributes about a man. There's good attributes about a woman. But they're more often than not, they're forfeited by the things they won't fix, by the things that they're lacking.
It's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
It goes back to that point you brought up about the crying shame.
Mm-hmm.
People don't see this as a crying shame, but if you could look at your life with the virtue of being a positive individual with a positive perspective that has beneficial conversation that lifts in the city, and then you can look at your life that if you weren't this kind of person and you compare them side by side, it'd be worth crying for.
Yeah, especially if you can see the benefits that can and the doors that can open up for me if I change my mind, if I change my speech. When you really see the good that's there waiting on the other side of change, that's waiting on the other side of amendment, it is worth crying for. And that's why the Most High said in I think it's Proverbs when he says your iniquities have withheld good things from you.
Yeah.
Is that 25?
Yeah, I get that.
Isaiah, is that Isaiah?
Yeah, it's somewhere. I'm gonna get it.
25. It says your iniquities have withholding good things from you.
Yeah, because
the Lord's not fair?
No, not the Lord's not fair.
But that was a
Should be
response.
Isaiah.
It might be Isaiah, Jeremiah. Might be Jeremiah 25.
Because people always say their life sucks.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why their life sucks.
Get that verse right there.
I got you.
Jeremiah 5:25.
Yeah, 5
Yes,
and
sir.
25. That's it. Read that.
Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 25. Your iniquities have turned away these things,
Wow.
and your sins have withholding good things from you.
So, yeah, that's what he said. So it is worthy of crying. Because all the good that I could be receiving, I forfeited all the friendships I could have, all the good conversations I could have, all the bonds I could be building, all the benefits of the people around me that I could be, that could reap the benefits of my conversion.
Yeah.
All this is wiped away and destroyed because I don't want to change.
You know, it talks about this often now. Nurses in nursing homes, they talk about these conversations now. They talk about when people are on these hospice scenarios where they only have like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks to live, and they're forced by situation to reflect on the reality of their life. And they die with a lot of regrets, a lot of sadness, a lot of anger. Whereas on the contrary, certain people, they die with a lot of joy around them. They die in peace.
Or in hospice scenarios, some people are given so many months to live, and due to their positive outlook, go past the designated time of death.
I've seen that too.
Because we've had customers whose family members were on hospice, and they were only given 7 months to live, 8 months to live, less than a year, and they ended up living 7 years, 5 years.
Come on, bro.
Longer than what the doctor told them that they wouldn't make it on. And the idea was how they thought. It's because they said, no, I'm not going to die from this. The Lord is good to me. He'll come through for me. It's the belief that the belief in the good that people possess that can change and alter their direction and their outcome. And that's what the Most High is saying. Read that again.
God. Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 25. It says, your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you.
So what is he saying? Now go back to read Proverbs 11 and 22. So now what are we saying in Proverbs 11 and 22? What are we saying? Based on what we just read in Jeremiah, what are we saying in Proverbs 11 and 22?
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 22. It says, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout.
There is good there. There is value there. There is something positive there. There is something beautiful there. Read on.
So is a fair woman, which is without discretion.
But because this person hasn't changed their nature, that good is forfeited. So he's showing you that when you look at this, there's varying degrees of improvement. There's varying degrees of improvement. And we explain. Go to Psalms chapter 62, verse 9. Who would do this? Who would just put a gold in a pig's nose? Psalms chapter 62, verse 9.
Psalm 62 and 9. Surely men of low degree are vanity.
Stop. Who would just go as far as putting a jewel of gold in a pig's nose?
A person
Of low degree.
that's about vanity
A person that's of low degree is about what?
is about
Or
vanity.
vanity.
It's saying there's an association.
There, exactly.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
No, sand and ocean.
But what's the association? The association is I only make small changes because I'm really a low level person when it comes to change.
Yeah.
I really operate at a low degree, meaning I only see change as an external. As far as me just changing my outward perspective or how people see me, my image, that's as far as I go when it comes to making changes that the Most High wants from me, making amendments.
That's crazy.
That's a low level change. Putting a gold ring on a pig nose, that's a low degree of change. That is some type of change. It's some type of improvement.
Something improved.
It is, but it's such a small improvement.
It's a 0.03%.
Yes.
I'm trying to say numbers out. That's a 0.03%
Yeah,
change. Right?
we laughing because it's people that use numbers like that.
Yeah.
They use ratios like that.
Yeah.
To prove their point.
It's minute. It's very minute.
It's very small to put a gold on a pig's nose. That's a low degree. That's a low degree worth of change. You're not really changing much. It's not really.
You're wasting the gold.
It's a waste of gold. That's what makes it vain. It's not really changing anything. So some people make low degree changes. Some people make low degree adjustments, and they just go as far as accessorizing, and that's as far as they go. They don't really go any deeper than that. He said, but there's low degree changes. Go ahead.
Surely men of low degree are vanity.
Go ahead.
And men of high degree
Okay, but there's men of high degree that what?
are a lie.
That are what?
Are a lie.
So there's some high degree changes and there's some low degree changes. One of them is vanity, really don't fit, it's really worthless. And some make monumental changes, but it's still a lie. They live a lie. So who's who? Who makes the low degree changes? Who makes the high degree changes? Read on.
To be laid in the balance. They are altogether lighter than vanity.
It said, but the Most High don't, whether it's a low degree change or a high degree change, the Most High still looks at it as vanity. When the Most High weighs the change. If it wasn't change on the inside, if it wasn't change as far as your character of person, of morality, of who you are as a person or a man or a woman, then either change is what?
It's a lie.
It said it's lighter than what?
Vanity.
So it's still no good.
Because of this, I'll give you an example. Like the movie Pursuit of Happiness, right? Pursuit of Happiness, the guy was homeless because he had some problems going on in his life. And he was crying in the bathroom. Will Smith was crying. He was holding his son. I forgot his name. But it was a great, just dramatic scene. And he went to war and changed his socioeconomic position through his warring and his diligence and his tedious efforts at the job. And he completely changed the condition of his family financially. And he put himself in a position to run a company or be a lieutenant in a high degree, high echelon.
He learned how to
corporate
trade
company.
stocks. He was a masterful stock exchange guy that knew how to wage bets and invest.
Yeah.
And he won a couple of corporate accounts.
Yeah.
And then the movie kind of ends with showing the real guy.
Yeah.
The real guy that actually went from rags to riches.
Yeah. And honestly, it's commendable. It's a high degree change. But was he rich to the Lord? That's the problem. MJ, greatest of all time.
Yep.
Listen, I've never heard MJ say, I want to thank the Most High. I never say I want to thank God. I never heard him say I want to thank Jesus. I never heard him say none of that. Well, he's made some changes. He was the guy that got rejected from playing basketball.
Actually, he did at his Hall of
did?
at his
I never saw that.
At his when he made it to the Hall of Fame. His Hall of Fame speech was some thanks. He thanked his coach in high school for cutting him.
Yeah, when he was a sophomore.
When he was a sophomore. And he thanked the guy that replaced him. Because the guy that got subbed out, that Jordan got subbed out for, that got swapped for, and had the position that got the position over him, he actually thanked that guy. Because the hate that was fueled in him, he actually said this. He said, because I hated the fact that I knew I was a better person than you, so it built the fire in him to be a better basketball player. So he thanked his coach for not giving him the position, because it made him, it turned on some anger, and he was fed by anger. And then he said, I knew I was a better, the guy was at his damn Hall of Fame ceremony. He said, but I knew I was a better, I thank you, because I knew I was a better player than you. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be who I am today. So he did get some thanks. He was given the wrong thanks.
Yeah.
He was given some.
Thanks for hating on.
Thanks for thinking. Thanks for thinking I wasn't as good as I knew I was.
I had to prove y'all wrong.
So I could prove you wrong. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to prove you wrong.
My haters are my motive.
And the guy that was there was smiling. But that's a prick. That's really a prick move to do that.
I want you at my Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite you. I'm gonna give you a ticket. I'm gonna give you a free.
I'm gonna fly you out.
I'm gonna fly you out. Come on through.
Yeah.
Come on through. I got a speech for you.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
He had a speech for the high school
I'm
coach.
gonna put you on blast.
Just to tell you that I knew I was better than you.
That's bad.
That's petty.
But he did get some thanks.
But listen, it was a high degree change though.
It was.
Look at all from the irritation he experienced. Look at all the power and the glory for a man that he received from that.
Look how it turned on a fire in him. It turned a fire on in Jordan. Being replaced, being subbed out,
overlooked.
It being overlooked. But that is a high degree of change. Read on.
They are altogether lighter than vanity.
Go ahead.
Trust not in oppression.
It said, but Jordan likes to what?
Trust in oppression.
He likes to oppress people. I'm better than you. He even told his own son,
"You'll never be great as me."
Never be as great.
He said that. He told his son Michael Jordan or Marcus Jordan. I don't know what his name was. He said he got irritated. He got angry because they were talking about his son and he's gonna be. His son's supposed to fill his steps. Supposed to be like he said my son will never be great. He said it with some potency out of it.
Yeah. That's sad, man.
Nobody's gonna be greater than me, especially my damn son.
He's not gonna let nobody. There's even a story where one new player that the year Jordan retired, they brought a young cat in that was phenomenal in high school, that was dunking on everybody in high school and in college, and they brought him on to the Bulls the year Jordan retired, and they asked him, they said, man, what do you regret about coming in after Jordan's retirement? And he said, man, I regret not getting a chance to play Jordan one-on-one so I could dunk all on him.
Mm.
So Jordan shows up to practice after retirement.
On fire, too.
Skip Bayless tells this story. Yeah. Jordan shows up to practice after retirement, shut the gym down, and called that little kid out. And then he mopped him 21 to 5.
Oh.
Or 20 to 5.
Yeah.
Man.
And tell him, don't you ever think you better than me. Like he came out of retirement because he heard that kid talking smack to teach him a lesson.
Oh my gosh.
I can't he would not let anybody win over him.
You ever heard of him since that day?
You never heard of that kid?
He sorted his soul out.
You really never heard of that kid after that. But Skip Bayless tells that story. But what is he saying? Trust not in what?
Oppression.
Because some people feel like I have the advantage because I can see what's wrong with you. I can see your weaknesses.
Yeah.
I can see your vulnerability, so I have the advantage.
Yeah.
He said, but don't trust in oppression. Read on.
Trust not in oppression.
Go ahead.
And become not vain in robbery.
Go ahead. And extortion. Robbery. Extortion. Go ahead.
If riches increase.
It said, but if riches increase, go ahead.
Set not your heart upon them.
Yeah, because that's a high degree of change. Is when I pursue money. When I think that either the low degree is if I change my looks, I'll be accepted. That's that gold ring on a pig's nose. Mm-hmm. That's a real low degree change. Or if I just go get money, then ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing.
I'm getting money. I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah, can't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah,
never broke again.
Never broke again. Or wait till I get my money right. Then you can't tell me nothing. Right.
Yep, stunting on the jumbotron.
Yeah,
it's hard to be humble when you stunt on the jumbotron.
It's hard to be humble. Yeah,
but what's the point? So some people they think that if I get money, it'll fill the void that's really there, and that's an acceptable change or modification that the Most High will honor. Even though it's commendable in the world, respectable, go get your money. Because that's what the world loves their own. You know, they pat you on the back when you're selfish and you go for self and you about your money.
People love that.
They love it. They love that dude. Oh man, what's this dude that he was a scammer, and he wore
that dude.
He wore big gold chains on YouTube. His name's
Bankroll.
No. His name is or with a K. Kim something.
Kimbo's life.
No, not
No.
Kimbo Slice.
No.
Kim. I think
Bankman something.
No. It was a scammer.
Yeah, he's a scammer.
Mr. T.
No, something with a K.
Right,
So
The dude who had that show, something unemployed.
scammer.
He was a scammer. He did a little jail time. He got out and all he's about his money. But he glorifies wealth and riches, and they love him for it, bro. They love him. He wears big chains. They love it. You know, Jake loved that. But that imagery is respected in the world. But the Most High said whether it's a low degree change, which is carnal, physical, or whether you go pursue money and riches and wealth and status, which is in the world they looked at it as a high degree. He still says both are lighter than vanity. Both aren't real changes.
It's crazy.
Both aren't anything. They're not real modifications in the eyes of the Lord. Whether you got money in your pocket or not, it's not a real modification.
That's crazy.
Whether you have makeup on or you look a certain way, it's not a real modification. It's not a real amendment, I should say.
Right.
It's not a real change. It's not quantified. It's not valuable to the Most High until you fix what's broken about you. Yes, sir.
You know what's crazy, Joshua? Because as soon as, and just talking about, our people, bro, when they put on a specific brand on, they got some sort of jewelry on now, you can see like their whole persona changes up. And they feel like that defines them as a being, bro. And it's sad, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
You see
him.
it all the time.
I'm him now.
Right. But that's what people do, and they think that that's acceptable as a sacrifice in the eyes of the Most High.
Yeah.
Read on.
Verse 11. No, I'm sorry. End of 10. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them.
Because don't look at that as you're doing something right. Because that doesn't mean you're doing something right because you got more money. Doesn't mean you're doing something right. Fixing what's broke about you is what's doing when you're doing something right.
Yeah.
That's when you're making some real changes. Sometimes we get that confused. Or if I make more money, things will be different. You respect me better. No, that's not the case. I'm gonna get my respect. Not the case. People gonna love me then. Hate not back then didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Now I'm Mike Jones. That's not the case.
Right.
It's not the case in the eyes of the Most High.
And that song blew up because people really do in the back of their mind.
People felt like that.
Yeah.
They can't wait till I get on. Wait till I get on. When I get on, I'm gonna stun on everybody. People think that. Now you gonna respect me. Now you gonna chase me. Now you gonna want me. That's not the case. It's not the case. People aren't looking at change the correct way.
Or people get BBLs. That's a real thing.
But that's a low degree change.
But people, because that's the modern version of this concept.
Yeah, that's a low degree though. That's a low level, whether it's enhancements, augmentation, butt implants.
Yeah, they go to Brazil and they come back and then they can't sit down in the airplanes. They have to ride the whole ride like this the whole time. They can't sit down because they're in pain. And then they get back and it rots within the body.
They don't even go to Brazil. They had a lady in Miami where she was using sheetrock plaster and injecting sheetrock plaster in women's behinds. And it was getting infected. One woman had to get an operation where she had to get her butt cut off. You know what I'm saying? They got so infected. You putting sheetrock plaster in people's bottoms? You mixing sheetrock. You know what I'm saying?
She paid for that. She paid money for that.
And they was going to the hood doctor because they couldn't afford the real injections, the Botox injections. But people were poisoning themselves. Mm-hmm. And they had salt water. She had salt water. She had ocean water. Ocean water was one of the ingredients mixed with sheetrock plaster. Anyway,
She died, right?
No, she didn't die, but she was sick. She was so sick. She was hospitalized for months. Months she was sick.
How about
You
that
can read-
person?
You can read about that.
You went into, I think, quite a while ago. It had got popular, some kind of underground trend where people are tattooing their eyeballs.
Oh yeah, I went through that. That was that Judite sister that got that eye infection, trying to colorize her eyes to look like that white girl that had her eyeballs tattooed. But it didn't go right with her. That Judite didn't go right.
It didn't go well.
Them eyeballs swole up. She couldn't even open her eyes. But these are things that people do because they look for attention, or they look for change, or they look for this will cause people to respect me, or to look at me different, to look at me better. All those are irrelevant. Superficial surface changes are irrelevant. Those are lateral changes.
Yeah.
That's not real forward progression.
That's real facts.
Those are just lateral changes, lateral improvements.
Lateral just means you didn't move forward. You just sidestepped,
Yeah.
like a crab out. You just
There's no forward.
There's a
There's no forward progression. I'm not going anywhere. I'm making changes, but I'm not actually making changes that count, that matter to the Most High.
running in place.
Running in place. So he's showing how there's different degrees. Finish that.
Verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
God, the Most High has spoken once, twice have I heard this, that power belongeth unto the Most High.
What real strength is not in how you look. What real strength is not how much money you got. That's not what real strength is. He said power belongs to who?
The
The
Lord.
Most High.
Read on.
Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy. For thou renderest to every man according to his work.
And what matters to the Most High is not looks.
Wow.
It's not aesthetics. It's not riches. It's what?
Works.
Works in what? In mercy.
Mm.
So what matters to the Lord is how you treat people.
He cares about that.
That's what he cares about. It has nothing to do with your looks. It has nothing to do with your finances. It's how you treat people. How you talk to people. That's what matters to the Most High. Christ backs up the same thing. Revelation chapter 3. Read verse 17.
It's a very relevant topic because this is a common mistake amongst people. Commonly, people really do think that if I make this lateral fix, if I color my hair, people are gonna look at me different.
Yep.
If I change my brand name, take the lugs off and put on the Nikes, I'm gonna be a better guy.
I'll be accepted.
I'll be accepted.
No, so I don't accept that. Christ don't either. Read that.
Revelations chapter 3 and verse 17. Because thou sayest,
Because thou sayest what?
I am rich.
Because you think that your money's up. You think you made some modifications and some changes, and your money's good. Your financial situation is better.
Yeah.
You got something saving in the bank. You know, you could be down for a couple of months and it won't hurt you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'll be all right.
I'll be all right.
I'll be okay, bro.
I'll bounce back. I'll bounce back.
That'll next thing.
You know, food
Maybe
stamps. Food stamps cutting off November 1st. I got a little something in the background. I'll be all right when they cut the food stamps off. You know, just because you think you've situated yourself in a position where you're stable and firm, that really don't matter to the Most High. You said because thou sayest thou rich. Christ says what?
Because thou sayest, I am rich,
Go ahead.
and increase with goods,
And I got goods around me. Go ahead.
and have need of nothing.
And I have need of nothing. So what did people strengthen themselves with?
The riches.
They augmented themselves with the idea of stability, economic stability,
Financial freedom.
financial freedom and security. So I thought that was important. I valued these things. I valued financial stability. I looked at money. I gave money more power than what it actually possesses. Read on.
God. And knowest not that thou art wretched.
They said, but what you forgot about, what you didn't focus on, what you didn't fix, is the fact that you were what?
Wretched.
That you were wretched. Get the definition of wretched.
God. Wretched. 1828 Webster's Dictionary. It says, very miserable.
It said, but you still what?
Very miserable.
It said you're still very miserable. Because the money didn't change you as a person. It doesn't change you. It just enhances the person you already are. If you were I don't even want to discuss it. Because a lot of times, let's just say the money just allows me better freedom and opportunity to fulfill my lust that's already there.
Yeah, they say what they say money doesn't change people. They say money reveals what's already in a person, amplifies what was already there.
Exactly.
It's an amplifier.
Right. It allows you to have access to it.
Access.
When before you didn't. Read on.
God. It says, very miserable, sunk into deep affliction or distress, either from want, anxiety, or grief.
It says you still ain't fixed your things that you're lacking, your anxiety, or the pain that you suffer from whatever trauma that has happened to you in the past. You haven't fixed these things. You still didn't do the inside work.
The anxiety point is major because people always say, I have anxiety, I need some pills, or I'm an anxious person, and I can't be around certain people because they make me anxious. But the anxiety is a product of just unfixed mental points that the scriptures haven't penetrated yet. Things I've yet to use the Bible to fix. Because it's almost like the anxiety, from my experience, the anxiety becomes this almost overwhelming burden that people carry, and they get in these certain situations. And
that anxiety, when you look at the core of anxiety, it's classified as a mental disorder. Anxiety disorder is a mental disorder, and it's people's inability to process stress around them. And I don't know if I don't know how to process stress, if I don't know how to categorize stress, then the stress becomes so toxic that it takes over cerebral functions in the brain, and
it shuts down.
It either shuts down or it fires off certain stimulations in the brain that creates inappropriate behavior. Like basically you're turning a switch on in the mind where you're keeping a person in a fight or flight mentality.
Yes.
And I stay in a fight or flight mentality, and that's how I deal with people around me all day long. I stay in this mentality that's not level, that's not good for compatibility with people around me.
And these people are ultra defensive.
Yes,
they're ultra defensive.
But it's proven also that when you suffer from those type of anxiety bouts and issues, that you destroy your receptors and your ability to produce adrenaline. Your adrenal glands are shot.
It's adrenal fatigue.
And you get burnt out, and then you can't find joy. You can't find happiness.
Like drug addicts.
Nothing makes you happy. Nothing makes you joyous.
Because certain drug addicts, I'm not trying to change the point, but there's people that they take so many drugs that they burn the dopamine out.
Yes.
All the dopamine that you need to feel balanced.
Positive.
Yeah. The drug intensity or the consistency of the drug burns out the adrenals and burns out the dopamine. So you don't have the balancing hormones necessary to deal with life. They say drinking is the same thing. They say drinking.
But drinking is a depressive.
Yeah.
And as a depressive substance, it also robs the ability to be happy.
Yeah.
There's stimulants and there's depressants. Yeah. And alcohol is one that keep you down. You can't see happiness. Usually you go in the downward spiral. You drink to feel better, and then the after effects of alcohol, you feel worse.
Yeah.
Because ultimately that's the effect on the brain. Mm. And if you suffer from anxiety, it's good to not have to inhibit yourself with alcohol or drugs. It's good to change your diet, exercise. Of course, getting counseling, getting some answers, letting somebody troubleshoot your thought process. There's a lot of things involved in that. That's a whole nother class. Yes, sir.
I was gonna say, is that what Dawiyah was saying about the drug abuse and the alcoholism, and like Leviticus talks about the Most High, He sent you that faintness of heart, even a sign of relief going.
Yeah, that's a consequence of sin.
Yeah. Paranoia.
That paranoia. That's a consequence of sin. But what he's saying is here, he's saying that Christ is saying you didn't fix. You're still broken. You've augmented yourself with money. You've augmented yourself with riches. You look like a different person. You're more economically stable than you were before. But look at all the elements that's wrong with you. You didn't fix the inward person. because that wasn't important. Read on.
God. It says, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable
Go ahead.
and poor.
He said, and you're still lacking.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that are low degrees of change. There's in the world, there's high degrees of change, but both are vain in the eyes of the Most High. If you're not changing what matters. Read on.
And blind.
And what?
And blind.
And blind. People think blind means that everything's black. You can't see nothing. Blind means you can't see clearly. Blindness
Exactly.
is what real blindness. You can see. You just see things very distorted. Everything's a blob, or things are partial.
And
You
when
can't get details.
when you look at what Paul was saying, when you look at what Paul was saying in Acts, and he explained those scales that were on his eyes, and when you compare with the meaning of those scales, the scales was the hate he had towards his people that were sinners. It's the hate you have that keeps you blind. When you go to the book of Acts and you read, I think it's Acts chapter 18, that Paul, matter of fact, read that real quick.
Go to Revelation.
No, we're going to finish that in Revelation. Let's read this point.
18, right?
That's it. Which verse? He's looking for it.
Let me get it real quick because it's a certain point. Acts chapter 9, verse 18.
Acts chapter 9, verse 18. It says, and immediately there fell from his eyes.
Start verse 17.
Acts chapter 9, verse 17. And Ananias went his way and entered into the house, and putting his hands on him, said, Brother Saul, the Lord, even Yahushua, that appeared unto thee in the way as thou camest,
Go ahead.
hath sent me,
He said, the Lord has sent me. Yahushua sent me. Read on.
that thou mightest receive thy sight.
He says that you could receive your what?
Sight.
He says that you could receive your sight. Read on.
And be filled with the Holy Spirit.
And you be filled with the Holy Spirit. Read on.
And immediately there fell from his eyes as it had been scales.
He says, then what fell from his eyes as if he had scales on his eyes, like fish scales on his eyes. Meaning something covered his eyes up. So he says that once Ananias came to him and told him, Christ sent me to give you the Holy Spirit, he says, immediately it was as if scales fell from his eyes. What does that mean? He said, and he was able to see clear. What does that mean? Read verse 1.
Acts chapter 9, verse 1. And Saul, yet breathing out threatenings.
Before the scales came off his eyes, he was a man that used to breathe out what?
Threatenings and slaughter.
He says he would breathe out threatenings and slaughter. Read on.
Against the disciples of the Lord.
And who was he aiming his threatenings at? And his desire to kill people at?
The disciples of the Lord.
So once the scales were removed, what came off his eyes?
Scales.
The despising, the hate, the threatenings, the murder that he had in his eyes. So that blindness is just the fact that I still am in my wrath. I'm still in my negative perspective. I still possess a negative outlook towards my people. And until that comes off, until Christ pulls that off, you still gonna have them scales on your eyes.
And be blind.
And you're still blind.
And because you're blind, you're going to misjudge people's intentions. You're going to misjudge people's reactions to you. You're going to misjudge situations. You're going to miscalculate and misjudge and misjudge people very close to you. You're going to misinterpret. You're going to misinterpret the love people have for you.
Yep.
You're going to burn bridges and burn alliances and burn your happiness and waste your years, and then look back when the scales come off and live with a lot of regret.
And I never saw the good in the people around me.
Yeah.
I never saw the good in the people
That's
around
a product of being blind.
me. And that's like Paul saying he didn't see, man, these were disciples of Christ. He didn't look at them like disciples of Christ. He looked at them as evildoers. And it's my job to make sure I take them down. Either put them to death or put them in prison. We possess the same level of scales in our eyes and hate in us. And until that's removed, We blind. Finish that in Revelations.
Fine. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods, and have need of nothing.
Go ahead.
And knowest not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire.
He says, I counsel thee that thou buy of me what?
Gold tried in the fire.
I'm going to give you what's really valuable. We chase superficial, artificial value, like riches. That's not real value. Christ says, if you come to me, you follow me, I'm going to show you what's really valuable. Read on.
That thou mayest be rich.
So you can really be rich. Not the false riches that we augment ourselves with. Not the ones that Esau give us. But the real riches. Read on.
God. It says, that thou mayest be rich and white raiment.
It says, and I'm going to put on some better clothes than what you accessorize yourself with. Remember, we make improvements externally all day long. But the clothes don't make the man. But Christ has a specific style of clothing, a specific style of garments that really matter, that's really important, that really does change, that reflect the change of who you are on the inside. He said, I'm going to change your appearance. Read on.
God. It says, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness.
It says, and that the guilt and the shame of your nakedness. Read on.
Do not appear.
He said, just because you got more money, you still what? Naked.
Still what?
Just because you put jewelry on, you still what?
Naked.
Still naked. Just because you put fancy clothes on, you still what?
Naked.
You still negative. You still ain't fixed what's in you. Read on.
And anoint thine eyes with eye salve.
He said, then I'm going to help you see clearly. I got to get that hate out your heart. You can't see right because you still got hate in your heart.
And that ability to see means you no longer operate in distortions. Because when you can't see, you operate in distortions. You distort your marriage, you distort your friendship, you distort your relationship with your elders, you distort your relationship with your peers or your subordinates, the men under you. You distort relationships with common people in the world, that how they operate. Everything is distorted. But then if the Most High heals you, then now you can see clearly as a person. You can properly judge people. You can properly judge yourself. And you can have an opportunity to love yourself again. And see the good in yourself.
But you can see positively.
Yes.
Because we chase the wrong things. I can stop wasting my time.
Yeah.
Because I waste my time only making improvements, but no real change. It's a waste of time. That's why he says vanity.
Yeah.
Read on.
God. It says, that thou mayest see, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten.
It says, and as many as I love, I rebuke and I what?
Chasten.
For what? For what purpose? Read on.
Be zealous, therefore, and repent.
What matters to the Most High?
Repentance.
What matters to Christ?
Repentance.
He said, that's why Christ says, be zealous, therefore, and what?
And repent.
So the clothes don't matter, because Christ said, I'm going to give you new clothes. The riches that I may chase, that I think are important, Christ said, I'm going to give you real riches. The changes that I make help me see things clearly versus just how I look. That's not really that important. What really matters to the Most High and what really matters to Christ is the repentance, which actually means the changes. And that's what amendment is all about. It's about the changes that I make. That's what amendment is about. Now, there's more to this class. It seems like we're going to have to do a part 3 because we can't finish this. It's already 10:15. It's already late enough. We're going to have to do a part 3 on this because there's no need for me to go finish on because it's going to we'll be till 11 o'clock. All right, so there'll be a part 3. But this is the cap off so far, the part 2 of the 12 steps to a quick biblical reset, but obviously it's not that quick. But it's an extension of what should have been finished last week, but there's no way to get all this in one class. All right, so with that, we're going to say shalom. The water, everybody, for watching. We'll be back in action on Friday. Shalom to you and your families. We'll see you again on Friday. All right?
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.